Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of the Realm, your, I promise it'll be weekly again after this week, podcast. And this week's a big one. Embargo's done, North American Media Tour, European Media Tour, all the infos of everything that we know so far, and we're just going to talk about it. That's it, because we all just straight up want to talk about it. We don't need a direction. We just open our mouths and words come out. I'm one of your hosts, Michael, Mr. Happy Popomo, and we got a 4 Horsemen show on, because we got Slyh, who's too tired for me to give him a full intro. He just can't handle it right now. This man needs to get some sleep. Yeah. Hi.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm present.
Yeah, he can't handle the whole intro this week. We got time. We gotta get into this. And well, of course, we also have our lovely man Ethys and our other lovely horseman Mary. How are you guys doing?
Why did you call me the horseman?
Because of that hot dog.
Are you saying they're like a centaur or something?
Yeah. Yeah, see, Ethys just realized what the picture was. He just remembered.
I was about to say something. Oh, jeez. Well, buenas noches, you hungry hippos. How we all doing? What's going on?
You mean you're the one with the hot dog? You're the hungry hippo here. So.
I'm just going to have to minimize that. Just real quick. Let me chat, pop out. I'll drag that down here.
Good call.
And that is gone. Okay.
Good call.
All right.
So because I know that, we're going to probably try to keep the show about 2 hours regardless of what we do or do not get through. So that being said, sponsor shout-outs going to be quick. Patreon shout-outs, probably going to save them to the very end. So if anyone needs to go immediately because it's too late, then we'll be done. So real quick, shout out to our sponsor for State of the Realm, Steel Series. They've been sponsoring the show for a while. We haven't done a giveaway for them in the past 2 weeks. So this video on YouTube will have a giveaway underneath. We do those every month. So this will be the June giveaway since it's right around the corner. So go over there, enter. Thank you, Steel Series, for sponsoring the stream. And sorry for the short sponsor shout out. Also, we had one more winner to pull for our Nvidia Gtx 2060 giveaways. This was, again, the last one. We already pulled and emailed the previous winner, and I already pulled the winner for this one because we need to get through this intro a little bit quicker. So the winner for the Nvidia GeForce RTX 2060, the 4th giveaway, courtesy of Nvidia providing all of those, was Savianders, or Savianders. Which is that? Yeah, Savianders. That's their handle. So congratulations, Savianders. I'll be emailing you.
Yeah.
You won this, and now there's no more of these, so that's not going to be in the intro anymore. Thanks, Nvidia, for these. It was awesome. It was awesome, and now we get to talk about Shadowbringers. So do the Patreon stuff at the very end this week, because it is. Oh boy, guys!
Wow.
So, boys, how we feeling?
I'm feeling.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Besides me,
I feel like just like a release, not a sexual one, just straight up like.
Thank you for clarifying.
I mean, not exclusively,
yeah, thank you.
Right?
Well, because I saw Sly's face, I was like, you can't say a release and not clarify.
I'm too tired for phrasing. You're good.
Yeah, it's just I just all pent up aggression for like a week of not being able to say anything. And then and Ethys 2 weeks for him.
A week? Yeah, I was about to say 1 week.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was 2 weeks, last time for me too, man. Last time it was also 2 weeks for me, but they swapped it.
I was waiting for you guys to get over there so I could talk to you guys about it.
And then you never said a word.
I know it.
In Norway. You never sent any Twitter messages.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting.
All we got on Twitter
about it. Okay.
All we got on Twitter was Ethys just living his best life in Norway.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Me and Ethys, we exchanged DMs. It was just bruh. Back and forth.
Bruh.
Where do we even begin here, man? Because we've got a couple of issues. One, we all play DPS except for Mary, who also plays tank. And two, there's too many things to cover in 2 hours.
Oh boy.
So where the fuck do we start? Jesus.
I actually want to start on something none of us have expertise on.
What's that?
Tanks and healers. Well, I shouldn't say none of us. Healers is none of us. Tank is Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got things to say.
Mary, you got things to say?
I do.
Use your words.
Then I guess we can start on tank, since we at least have someone here who has
Gunbreaker
relevant content.
Let's talk about Gunbreaker.
Yes.
What do you want to say about Gunbreaker?
Conceptually, it's really cool, and I have a lot of interesting ideas, but it feels like they don't capitalize on them.
Oh?
I get what he's saying.
So you have things like Brutal Shell, right, where it gives you a heal and a shield, but the shield is so pitiful. It's like 2.5k at level 80. That's like That's fraction of an auto. It's nothing. And it synergizes with one of your cooldowns, which is a cool idea if it mattered. Like, I'm not going to wait to use this cooldown on you to put a 2.5k shield on you. I'm just going to use it. And so like they have these really interesting ideas, but they just kind of don't work right now. They just
Do you think
enough.
that Heart of Stone should be increasing the shield that you share with the ally?
I think the shield should be changed, period. They should put it on Burst Strike. Make it stronger. Because we don't, like, we have this ammo, but it doesn't really do anything other than, oh, here, you can use this attack. I was thinking, like, why don't we have any defensives with it? You put a shield on Burst Strike, suddenly you have an ammo spender with damage, and it's like a little mini cooldown, like maybe a 10k shield, right?
Yeah, and then that shield you would share with Heart of Stone, I'm presuming.
Mm-hmm.
You'd still keep that synergy, I'd presume.
Yeah. So there's that. Some of their cooldowns are kind of
underwhelming.
Camouflage. 50% parry, really? Come on.
You know what's better than that? Keen Fly.
Yeah, Keen Flurry is better than that cooldown. Bring it back. So that was a little underwhelming to me. The regen is cool. You know, it fits the role of like Equilibrium or Clemency, but it's also kind of underwhelming. Yeah, a little underwhelming. And then the tank ultimate, you know, the invuln, like I brought up with Yoshi P, it's worse than Hollowed Ground. It's the same cooldown. It's kind of
You mean you don't like Superbolide? What's wrong with you?
It has issues.
Before we go any further, I just think it's really, really important to reiterate the fact that this build that we were playing is from April.
Yep.
Game's coming out end of June. There's going to be a lot of changes in between now and then. People have been griping, like people have been panicking about potencies, like all over social media. And Yoshida's already made it super explicit that the way they're calculating potencies and the way that's actually going to affect numbers is completely different. So we have like absolutely nothing to go by on those. So we just need to be careful here that we're not like overemphasizing the numbers. And I think that when you say Gunbreaker, like conceptually, it feels really good. Like it's really, really fun. That's kind of the take home, I think, at the moment. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that's like really, really important. And all the things that feel like they need buffing or they're not as good as like the kit of the other tanks are probably going to be like...
They have to be.
Yeah, they're going to be
There's no
adjusted.
way they don't see it. Yeah, there's no way they don't see this and go, let's fix this a little. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A big thing is not even in the time between April 30th and June 28th. The first 4 weeks, we usually see some pretty quick like snap adjustments to things before they start slowing down again and then start doing them in the more major patches and the occasional in-between patch.
That's a good point because like we didn't see a whole bunch of changes from the Stormblood Media Tour to the release, but like you say, in the first like month, 6 weeks of 4.0, holy shit, like there was so many adjustments. So like submit the feedback, but just remember that like Gunbreaker, it's going to be...
Nothing is final.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I just want to see some just flat changes, you know, to the way some skills work because they're kind of... There's a lot of things too that just aren't really exciting. Like No Mercy, it's a 10% damage buff. That's cool, but it's kind of boring, right? Like I want something more.
I've seen a few people be like, that needs to be 40% for this to make any sense. If they were to not touch any of the other potencies, apparently it would need to be like 40% to match the other tanks.
That's a lot.
Like insane, like comparatively, like PPS, like potency per second, adding up to a minute. Apparently that's what it would take to get Gunbreaker in a more comfortable offensive spot.
That's a heavy fucking change to ask.
Yeah, it's huge. And then they have a dot that's just kind of like a Fracture 2.0, right?
They added it so they can get rid of it later.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh, it's cool. We'll add this ability, and then in 6.0, I know just the ability to get rid of, so we can free up more space for the hotbar. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's a cool tank. It's fun to play. I mean, continuation is cool.
Continuation is really the peak of Gunbreaker. Like every 35 seconds when you get that, it's
so
incredibly
satisfying.
Yeah.
Mm.
But some adjustments elsewhere would certainly be welcome. And I feel like most people have been analyzing it, and people who attended all feel relatively the same. So something as unanimous as that usually leads to, like, within 2 weeks, some form of adjustment. Yeah.
So that's Gunbreaker. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You were focusing a lot on tanks, Mary, and one thing that I was really interested to figure out is how well this idea of each of the tanks fitting into MT and OT equally well would apply to Gunbreaker for you. Do you like concur that it feels like it would feel like really good as main tank or off tank?
Right now, no.
Okay, why not?
More OT. They're lacking in defensive capability, I feel. You know, you have Paladin with things like Sentinel and Sheltron, and, you know, even Wings and like everything else. And then you have things like Warrior with Raw Intuition and Vengeance and Rampart and all this stuff. Of course,
well, they worked basically. So for a lot of the other jobs, they took, like, they give them two separate. Like Warrior, for example, has Nascent Flash and Raw Intuition. Heart of Stone is literally just their intervention and their, like, light ramp, like Rampart light, pretty much.
Yep.
It's one. It literally can be used as one or the other.
Basically, you have things like where Equilibrium or even Clemency in a pinch is like instant heal, right? That could be mitigation. You take a big hit, you can heal up. But yeah, with Gunbreaker, it's over 18 seconds and it's not as much. And so that alone kind of neuters its, like, main tank capability. It's great if you're off tanking, but as a main tank, it's not really going to do much for you other than just slightly mitigate autos. And then you have Camouflage, like earlier, that's not going to do much against the tank buster, right? 50% parry and 10% damage reduction.
You know, I said it in Stormblood, and Paladin guaranteed block, Warrior guaranteed parry. They don't have the guaranteed parry anymore, to be fair. But then they had Dark Dance, where it was like chance to parry, and I'm like, stop giving them chance to parry. Every time they use chance to parry, it just doesn't. No one cares.
Yeah, it's bad. Either all or nothing.
Yeah, I'd rather just not have RNG mitigation. I mean, they figured by tying a flat 10% reduction to camo that maybe it would be, like, acceptable.
Yeah, well, it's just like, it's the only thing I can see it being decent for is either stacking with other cooldowns or autos. That's it. And so you're already missing a defensive cooldown where the other tanks aren't missing that. And then you have things like TBN that are just ridiculously powerful. Gunbreaker definitely seems like the weakest main tank by far. But a solid off tank. Definitely.
But not as solid as the other three.
Not right now. But it can change, and it should.
And it will. They're pretty quick. Like I said, the first 4 weeks, they're pretty quick with these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, people will play it. That's the thing. I don't think it seems incapable is the big thing.
No.
So, if you enjoy it, go ahead and enjoy it. And then just get buffed later and just yell at all your friends about how you saw it coming and that you were just playing the long game.
Pretty much. But that's Gunbreaker. It's, it's cool. It's really cool. And it's fun. And it'll get better.
The other tanks I feel much more positively about, as much as I had fun with Gunbreaker, but Warrior, Paladin, even Dark Knight. Dark Knight was a little kind of weird to me.
I've loved Dark Knight.
It was just a little weird to me. Like, I got it, but I was also like, but why though? Like, I understood all their design decisions, but it was just like, but why? Like, Darkseid, you might as well just like never. They might as well have just made it a trait and just say, here's
that's
more
a little
damage.
redundant. It's a little redundant the way they have it.
I could legit like do 2 of the skills Flutter Edge. I could go to my fucking mom's house, fix her PC, and drive back before it wears off.
Yeah, it's definitely redundant the way they did Darkseid. But everything else about the job is cool and satisfying. I don't know. I like Flood of Darkness, Edge of Darkness, or whatever the fuck they're called.
The clone seems like it's just there for the sake of being there, though. It's cool.
A little bit.
It does some damage. It's certainly a bit of offense, but like it just it comes in, does a rotation, and just leaves, and you're like,
it should have mitigated a little damage.
It's like, good job, buddy. give him a thumbs up and see him on his way.
It sounds like they just wanted, Dark Knight poster boy. It's like, we got to do something really cool. What's really cool? Fucking Frey.
Shadow.
Yeah, I got no problem with that. I got no problem with it being
cool.
like a purely aesthetic thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as exciting as Delirium for me, because the Dark Knight equivalent of Inner Release was pretty.
People
pretty
are hating
satisfying.
on that.
Well, they're hating on it because it's literally
feels
Inner
great.
Release. Because it's literally Inner Release.
Yeah, it is, but it feels fucking good.
So people are trying to say at the moment that Dark Knight looks like just that it's been like homogenized a lot with Warrior, and it's just like a slightly less powerful Warrior. Can you speak to that at all, Mary?
So, I mean, I see this across the board, people saying that the tanks were homogenized, and to a certain degree, they're not wrong, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Because previously we had this, position where some tanks had, like Heaven's War, Dark Knight, for example, were just in a really weird spot, right? They didn't bring a whole lot. They were very like niche. And if they stuck to the idea of tank cooldowns being niche, there was always going to be tanks that just weren't brought because they didn't have the good stuff. And so bringing defensives in line with each other a little bit makes it less about like, okay, we have to bring this tank because it has the good shit, and more, we can bring this tank, you can play what you want, play what's fun, right? But there's still enough different between them. Now, as far as Dark Knight and Warrior goes, I can see the parallels, of course. And yeah, Delirium is basically Inner Release Light. But when you get down to like the rest of the job mechanics and how they function together, it gets a little different. So like, for example, when you take into consideration Delirium, you also need to keep in mind it's not tied to just Blood Spiller, but also Quietus. And so like, let's say there's a big AoE pull in a raid or dungeon, you're spamming Quietus, Flood of Shadow back to back. It's an absurd amount of damage. And like just the way the skills function with each other is a little bit differently. People are calling Edge of Shadow or Shadow. What is it? Edge of Shadow, I think.
Just Edge of Flood of Shadow Darkness.
Yeah, whatever. Edge of Darkness. Who fucking cares? Anyways, they're like, oh, it's Felcleave, 500 potency, but it's OGCD. It's different. They play different. They feel different.
It takes a lot of Siphon Strikes to get that MP back out without your other abilities too.
It does, but the thing is, like, it's mixed up because, when Blood Weapon is down, you have things like Delirium, where you're burning through a bunch of fucking Blood Spillers, and you have other filler, Carven Spit, Abyssal Drain.
But the Blood Weapon, Delirium, where's it at? Where's all that extra? You got to get all that extra MP and blood all in the middle of that Delirium window, and
then you have Frey and everything else. It feels complete. It feels like you never really are just sitting there.
See, I don't fucking watch this, that. I didn't like. Everyone had to explain to me that. Like, everyone yelled it, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck any of you are talking about.
What, the Frey thing?
Yeah. No, they
Are you
explained it
serious?
to
It's
me.
literally Frey. It looks just like him. He has a very distinct outfit.
I don't.
He literally told us, like, I'm here whenever you're ready for me to take the reins, whenever you get forward. And
Yeah,
fucking
there it is.
Frey, take the wheel. Oh, it's so awesome.
I think
Like,
you're misinterpreting what I mean. In that I didn't know who the fuck that was.
You didn't know who Frey was.
No.
Did you even play Dark Knight?
I'm not misinterpreting what you mean. I'm just disappointed.
I skipped. I did. I skipped them the second time around the quests, but like I don't fucking remember all that.
Ugh.
As if I'm paying attention years later to the Dark Knight quest. I haven't done the Dark Knight quest in 2 years, and 4 years before that.
So it didn't occur to you going into the Dark Knight themed expansion where we become the Warrior of Darkness,
which I didn't know before when I did the quest, and I haven't rewatched them.
that it
since.
might be worth re-examining.
Maybe you should have put it on ARZivia, so I would have been.
Maybe I should have. Maybe I will.
You're
Okay.
talking to the non-tank main, who
Jeez.
was-
I'm a non-tank man.
Yeah, but you're the lore main.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, you're
So, I think the really important thing to keep in mind about like these people, you know, making claims of homogenization
Mm.
is like, yeah, you can say one ability is basically Felcleave, but at that point, it just, where's the line, right? Like, oh, you cast a spell as a white mage, you must be a black mage. You used MP to cast that spell. Like, if you start saying it's a fucking Felcleave because it's the same potency, like, where's the line?
Well, that's interesting because, like, if you look at the lore of like Warrior and Dark Knight, the only arbitration between them is also kind of like aesthetic and arbitrary in that, like, the inner beast and the inner darkness are the same fucking thing, just with two different like cultural metaphors to explain how it works. So you're right that when you like get to that sort of point of like splitting hairs, it's just really dumb. I wanted to ask you though, because coming into the media tour and hearing Yoshida starting to talk about like collapsing the like MT-OT dichotomy, removing basically synergy or like a lot of abilities that gave people the perception of meta through certain synergy, like Disemboweled now just gives Dragoon like a 10% damage buff rather than doing any piercing resistance debuff.
Right.
I was a little worried before getting hands-on with the game, and I think a lot of players are kind of looking at this and feeling a little bit worried now, is that how much this is going to lead to the homogenization of each of the jobs within each role. And I didn't get much of a chance to play the other tanks, but I sat down and played quite a bit of Gunbreaker, and I was really, really stoked with, more than anything else, just how different it felt to the other tanks.
Yeah,
and then with Dancer, again, it was completely different to like anything that we've seen before in the game. So I think that's another like really important take home here, is that a lot of things that seem on paper like they might be homogenizing the jobs within each role, issues with the MP, issues with, the talk about synergy, the talk about the MTs and OTs. I feel like it's kind of gone in the opposite direction aesthetically, where each job feels like even more its own thing, even if it is just a feeling, even if it is just aesthetic.
100%. Oh, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, I've been a tank main for a while and an omni tank. Like, I can play all tanks. The fact that they got rid of enmity combos and basically like consolidated and expanded on the idea of a damage rotation just makes them feel more unique, because it's not, half your toolkit isn't wasted anymore. You have a whole toolkit that's damage and then defensive cooldowns, and not, damage, defensive cooldowns, and like 4 abilities you'll never use.
And even your defensive cooldowns, when you're off tanking, you still get to use fuel them on the main tank.
Exactly.
That's
I
fucking
think
awesome.
I think tank synergy is going to be the strongest it's ever been. By far. So they feel good. They felt good. As a tank main, I can't really play 14 right now, honestly. It's hard.
Dude,
I was playing Dark Knight
hard.
earlier. And
I think
was
harder
like,
for you than for most people.
Healers, are busy. Man.
Healers, on the other hand, are logging in like, I want to use Arrow 3 while I have it.
Do damage.
My Asthma 2, Bane. I need you. Don't go anywhere, please. Dude, Paladin, I really enjoyed Paladin and Warrior, though, man.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, Paladin's fight or flight, start fight or flight, hit your Goring Blade, then run through Royal Authority, 3 Atonements, Goring Blade combo, Request Cat, 4 Holy Spirits into Confiteor, into a 25-second cooldown period. I'm ready for it. I'm just
you don't use fight or flight
pronounce those
into
abilities.
Requiescat.
No, it's not Requiescat. It's Request Cat.
Oh, sorry, Request Cat. You don't fucking
cat.
fight or flight into Request Cat.
Rescue Cat.
Those
you
are
go
separate
through the core.
windows.
I'm sorry, I said those too close. All I was referring to is what the fight or flight looks like and what the Request Cat looks like. Dude, you always request cat. My cat's right there.
Any chance you get.
Yeah, request cat. Any chance.
I'm going to have to make a Resquiet. I can't even say it properly now.
It's like it was always meant to be said that way.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make a macro for it in chat now that's just like, yo, anybody got a cat?
I need one.
Jeez.
Oh, no.
And then Warrior, I remember it got brought up in my chat earlier, was like, infuriate I into inner chaos, infuriate inner chaos, inner release, 5 fell cleaves, infuriate inner chaos.
all week on Twitter, people are just dunking on Warrior, and I'm sitting here like, it's so strong, you idiots. What are you doing? Oh, because the trailer, it was a little lackluster, but Warrior's pretty fucking powerful. 900 potency direct hit crit on demand with Infuriate. That's so good.
There were just not enough fell cleaves in the trailer.
I mean, there were only 4. He didn't get 5, so he didn't get the legendary 5 fell cleave opener. So
too slow.
Too fucking slow, buddy. Oh man, yeah. Breaking news: Warriors powerful. Also news: Water and Sweat.
Surprise.
No one's. I think this might be the first expansion going in where I think Warriors people are going to be content with it on release.
Yeah, it feels good. It looks good.
Because 2.0, we don't talk about 2.0 Warrior. 4.0 Warrior was passable, but there was a lot of things people didn't like. 3.0 Warrior was pretty good when it first came out.
Yeah.
People were pretty content.
It was okay.
I think people were content with it because Dark Knight was getting dunked on until everyone was using it in Savage. So for 4 weeks, everyone's like, Dark Knight fucking sucks. And then they went into Raid,
yes, they were.
And then everyone went into Raid like, I still don't like it.
Yeah, Warrior's good. I enjoyed Warrior. I think out of all of them, Gunbreaker's going to be hopefully my main. But if I had to pick one otherwise, I'd say Dark Knight, honestly.
I think you can get away with that too without like getting memed on anymore is the big thing.
Yeah. It's hard to pick one. That's what I took away. I like all the tanks.
Yeah,
now.
I don't feel any better about picking a main. Like I have now, like I've decided what direction I'm going. I don't feel any better about it because I feel like I could have taken that decision almost any which way in terms of DPS.
Which is really good. Like that's a good feeling when you don't know, because that means everything's just appealing.
It's like a banana phone.
What?
Don't pick up that banana phone. All right.
Anyone who knows the song has put it together already.
Let's not engage with Mike on this one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Dancer. Can we talk about Dancer?
Listen,
it's
Sly's over there waiting to talk about Dragoon. I can see it in his fucking face.
No. I want to talk about Dancer.
Okay, no, you do want to talk about Dancer.
Yeah, and not necessarily how I wouldn't say broken, but They did. Well, yeah.
I think people are blowing this up way more than they need to.
I agree.
Why though? Because like really, they talk about kind of homogenizing things and breaking the meta. Yet you have this, and then Dancer happens, and you have this one fucking job that everybody is going to beg.
Okay, but they just want one buff every 2 fucking minutes. Like one person gets a buff.
Yeah. What do you mean? Standard step.
Here's the thing. Standard step is 5% on one other person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it.
Everybody wants it. But I don't give a shit if they all want it. I just need a partner. Now, the only thing I didn't test during the thing is if you can close position somebody, give them standard step and close position a different person, then pass it on.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking that.
I didn't try that.
I didn't test that out either.
Yeah. So if you can do that, okay, I agree a little bit. But it's not the buff people are freaking out about. People are freaking out about the once every 2 minutes mass crit direct hit buff.
Saber dance. Yeah, I think that's a little overblown. Like, yeah, it's really good, but it's 15 seconds every 2 minutes.
Yeah. And then technical step is 5% to the whole party. Battle Litany is like more effective than half of these things on its own still. Between Litany and
we're still good.
Yeah, they got good potency.
Dragoon's personal output
we're
sort of
still relevant.
They gave you guys more potency. They gave you guys 10% damage on the ability to make up for the loss of piercing and heavy thrust. So I think you guys will be fine.
It's got good numbers though.
It does.
It's got pretty good numbers.
It does.
But the thing is, Dancer has to have good numbers because it's so RNG dependent, right? This is like a conceptual problem with RNG jobs, right? Is that like, okay, if you get shit RNG, they still have to be performing within like the same ballpark as the other DPS. So in a scenario that like in a run with shit RNG, it's probably going to do just as well as everything else. In a run with good RNG, it's going to fucking like blow
everybody.
Have you played 4.0 Bard?
Well, yeah.
Have you played 4.0
I have.
Bard?
You're right. I have, and I'm gonna hope that they've kind of learned from that. I'm just saying that, like, at least conceptually, it seems like that's the direction they're going. Is that with shit RNG, it's still going to perform pretty good.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I really like all three of the ranged. It's why I've decided I might as well make it my role of choice for the next expansion, because I don't think there's one I'm less interested in. Bard's maybe the least exciting, but even that, with the adjustments to it, I could play the shit out of that. Love Machinist, even though I learned something today that greatly upsets me about Machinist, in that their robot doesn't affect wildfire, and I'm very upset about that. Because the robot's attacks are labeled as weapon skills, and thus, but
that seems like an oversight.
I hope that's an accident, and it's not, because otherwise it's just going to be one reassembled clean shot and 5 heat shots for the duration, and I'm not pleased enough with that. But I still like Machinist changes overall, and Dancer I think is a fucking pleasure and a half to play. It's so I have so much, dude. It blows. Mary, I've been telling Mary everything. I've been like looking and overlooking and everything, and I'm fucking in love with Dancer in every which. I don't even give a shit about the technical saber standard, any of that shit, dude. I legit, it's like a 1 second just GCD for like your whole life, because you literally never get a break. You're literally just like,
it's a lot.
Yeah. So with Red Mage, I didn't like casters before. I hated casters, but they made me like it with Red Mage. I didn't like ranged DPS, but they're making me like it with Dancer. They're doing such a good job of taking shit I don't like and making it fun, which is impressive to me.
Yeah.
I think Dancer is going to be fun if they make it so that we can't dance pre-pull.
So
the pre-pull. The thing is, like, I'm looking at Dancer and I'm like, bad. But like, to raid on it, having to sort out all that pre-pull shit that people have been theorizing on, I'm like,
oh, fuck that. Yeah.
Fuck that. That is way too much work.
They tried to get rid of pre-pulling on everyone else, and then Dancer can still do standard step and wait 25 seconds.
Yeah, and that's no bueno, because that's going to be really, really tedious. Fuck that.
So what I'm thinking right now for Dancer, if they adjust it to the point where you can't get standard step out of combat, is you'd still do a pre-pull, but it would literally just be activate standard step, do both steps, and then on pull you would once in combat you would actually use the finisher. The bigger thing I'm having with Dancer is my opener is there's two things wrong with the opener. One, your opener and your reopener are literally two completely different rotations, because one of them you'll likely have devilments and fourfold feathers stored up. And without that, so ideally you sit at 2 or 3 fourfold feathers at all times, and you only mass spend them during burst phases. Otherwise you just make sure you're not overcapping on fourfold feathers, because they last forever, whereas fourfold flourish doesn't last forever, or fan dance flourish or flourished fan dance, whatever, doesn't last forever. That only lasts 15 seconds. So the opener right now is like standard pre-pull, wait 20 seconds, and then you can fucking do it again, walk in with standard. Then if you don't have a ninja, you can immediately technical step into then you can flourish into technical, into saber, into fountain fall, into reverse cascade, into blood shower, into into rising windmill. But anytime you get a devilment takes priority over those, because that's on the GCD, and then fan dance 3 holds priority over fan dance 1. But if you devilment during flourish and you flourished before the technical step, you're going to lose the GCDs at the end, but it really doesn't matter because because devilment's 600 potency versus the 250, 300, 350, 400.
Can we replace my picture with the Charlie Kelly, Pepe Sylvia?
Yes. Yes, I can. I can make this happen. Mary face will change. So, but here's the thing. That sounds a lot worse than it actually is, I'll be honest. But it's still like nailing it exactly.
Gives me vertigo thinking about it, honestly.
There you go. That's much better.
And
that's Dancer right there.
That's Dancer. That image is beautiful. literally explaining Dancer right there. That's the one. It just doesn't have a hot dog, which is a pretty big nerf from the previous picture. I love it.
Yeah, dude. Dancer looks great. I'm stoked.
It feels really good. When you get into the flow of things, it feels really good. You can move while dancing. You can even screw up while dancing as long as you eventually complete what it asks you to before it runs out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I deliberately... Yeah. So there's different potencies if you don't finish the dance, like if you do 0, 1, but if you screw up, as long as you eventually hit the right ones, you still get the full potency.
So you could just button mash 1, 2, 3, 4. Just
it'd be inefficient, but
it'd be very inefficient, because anytime you screw up, you're losing a second off of you are still losing a second of DPS time. You just don't get a dancing bunny on your head. Yeah. And yes, you can dash while dancing, and you still auto attack while dancing too. So you don't have to factor in auto attack loss during dances as well. So I love. I think they nailed it with Dancer as like a DPS. I couldn't be happier with it.
Yeah, I was feeling a little bit nervous again. Like a lot of people, when we found out it wasn't, really? And then when we saw the job trailer, I was like, I don't know. It just looks like you're just like throwing fucking chakrams. I don't even see any boomerangs. Like, what is this? But after playing it, oh my god.
Ethys, either lean into the mic more, because when you do this, it stops detecting your voice. Yeah. When you lean back to orgasm, it cuts your voice out.
I'm sorry.
So you can either turn up sensitivity or you can lean into the mic. One of the two.
I'm over here now.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I got to turn you down now. Oh, you're already at 44% regular volume. Now you're at 40%.
What do you want from me?
Well, no, it's just as long as it picks up your voice, I can turn down the volume.
Okay,
that's what matters more. Okay, I'm in love with it. But I love all the ranged personally. I think I liked all of them. That's why I would prefer to be a ranged main this expansion, because I thought they were just all fun.
Rock'em sock'em robots.
Also, this version of Machinist is the closest thing I'm going to get to not playing a not limited Puppet Master anyway, so I might as well fucking take it while I can.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm never going to get any closer than this. I'll still probably play Monk like on the side. Monk's a little weird with the changes. A little weird.
Oh.
Not very weird, but only.
But you don't like Machine Gun Fist? What? Huh?
Machine Gun Fist is great if you get machine gun procs. If your Brotherhood gives you when you in AoEing, like Brotherhood and AoE is gonna feel like the greatest thing that's ever existed. But like 6-sided strike is really, really strange.
Weird. Yeah.
And now perfect balance is 2 minutes again. So Tornado Kick just became a lot less usable without Riddle of Wind or 60-second perfect balance as well. So there's a few things that were adjusted that I'm gonna wait till the kinks get worked out before I probably do that, because I have a feeling we're gonna see some monk adjustments. I think it's one of the jobs that's probably gonna get adjustments post-launch. Personal opinion. Dragoon, on the other hand, Slyh, I think will be fine.
We're always fine. We don't ask for shit. Like, they give us this shit. And it, like, to me, Dragoon felt like normal, but a little bit snappier, a little bit quicker. Especially with the jumps, they increased the animation of the jumps and everything. We got a little less button bloat. Removing heavy thrust
and impulse.
And impulse, yeah.
And impulse.
Yeah, I forgot about impulse. AoE feels really fucking.
AoE just feels better on every job. It kind of just does.
Paladin. Ooh.
Oh god, Paladin.
Oh.
Why is Confiteor 800 plus 50% from Request Cat and AoE with no fall off? Why is
Paladin's fucking stupid?
Why is Confiteor or however Confiteor, how is it said, Ethys? You're the only one I expect.
Confiteor.
Is it Confiteor? Is it confetti? I'm calling it confetti.
I think it's Confiteor.
So all right, so confetti.
First we have Request Cat and confetti.
We have Request Cat and confetti. Okay, yeah. So confetti literally being 800 potency, AoE with no fall off plus 50% from Request Cat is fucking stupid.
Can we get some fan art just real quick of a paladin in the air for like a cat under its arm throwing up confetti?
Yeah, there you go. I'll come up with nicknames for every single one of those skills for Paladin's like one of the only jobs I nickname skills like that for. I don't know why. It's just fun.
Well, it's Latin. It's Paladin.
What is
kind of the thing?
Well, it's Latin.
That's what they chose. It's all Latin.
Yeah, but why does that have anything to do with me nicknaming it? Are you saying I have an affinity?
Well, you were saying that they chose weird words for it. It's just Latin.
No, I just said that they chose. I don't know why I nickname it. It's just I don't know why it's the only job I nickname. And you were like, well, it's Latin. Like, what? To be fair, all words are made up. Who cares? Anyway. So
it's true.
Wow, that's so deep.
I know.
Yeah, Ethys, how did you feel about Goon?
How do I feel about Goon? I felt good.
Yes.
Like I going in, I was like, okay, they're gonna remove heavy thrust and they'll like fold its effect in with, potency and other abilities or whatever. And I was like, if they change nothing else, I'll be happy. And honestly, they basically changed nothing else. And I'm happy. They gave us a couple of flashy new toys. Yeah, I mean, I think out of any, probably changed the least, and I think that's a good thing. Like a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, how can you play Stormblood now? How can you go back after you've been playing Shadowbringers?" I was like, "I was playing Dragoon Shadowbringers. I know how it plays. It's fucking Dragoon, whatever."
I really wish Stardiver was called Final Chorus, just out of
that would be pretty cool.
Just out of like, I would have loved it.
It is.
It is, but like, and Stardiver is not an unfamiliar name to Dragoons. Like it's not the first time they've used that as a name. 11 uses it as an ability name for them, but I wanted it called Final Chorus.
That's huge. This expansion, all the AF is reforged Empyrean from Final Fantasy 11.
It is. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And Empyrean weapons, or no? What are they? The new ones? What I got? Lionheart.
Aeonic?
Aeonic. They're Aeonic, like Chango for the warrior axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And Dragoon got
Chungo's got his own axe.
Chango, Chungo got his Chango on.
I saw that. I was like, thank you.
Chungo got his Chango.
Chungo's Chango.
Yes. Dude, that is so his penis. Anyway.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Chungo's ready to Chungo's ready to take his Chango to Chungus. So stupid. Okay, all right. So we, as much as I actually do want to continue the DPS conversation, I wanted to do the healer conversation earlier, and then Ethys was like, "So Dancer," and I'm like, "All right, I guess we're not talking about healers."
No, please.
Healers are probably the biggest pressing their panic button. I think that's the role that's pressing their panic button the most right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I feel like only one healer is pressing the panic button.
And which healer?
White Mage is.
I think it's Scholars pressing their panic button.
Yeah, the one that does all the fucking DPS. So yeah. White Mage is kind of meh. And then
How dare
Astrologian.
My White Mage
okay.
is beautiful.
Meh. It's meh.
You're fucking meh.
Meh. And then Astro is just, I'm just why.
What do you mean why?
That's all I can. Why?
See, all those arguments are why I don't if that was the exact argument someone brought to me, all three of those, I wouldn't accept none of them.
I got like half of
why, meh, and oh well.
Yep. Strong positions all.
Yeah.
Yes.
So okay, scholars are panicking at the moment. Can someone explain this concisely?
So
where's my DPS?
Yeah, where my DPS at? To be fair, Art of War is literally the shittiest feeling skill in the whole expansion. I don't like the way it feels. It's more expensive than Holy for 10 more potency and an instant cast. And it feels like shit to use. They lost Bane. They lost any means of using Aetherflow offensively. They've got fucking Broil 3, Biolysis, and Art of War. None of them feel good from an offensive standpoint. And then the healing standpoint, they lost the crit load deploy, the Omega crit load deploy, in exchange for having non-stacking shields now. So basically, they have Galvanize, Catalyze, and Seraphic shields, and all three of them are individual from one another. So you can stack all three of them theoretically if you had a crit low plus Seraph heals on somebody. So they have like mad shielding and heal. Like Sacred Soil got regen, that's great. XCOG can now be deployed is another big one. So you can there's some great things that happen to it, but in a dungeon. I literally, if I'm not in an endgame raid, I would never want to play Scholar. Basically, it just doesn't feel. I don't like it. I didn't like it.
Okay. Did not all the healers lose?
They did, and I feel like Scholar feels it the most. I feel because Scholar had, I think, the most tools to deal damage before. They lost all of them. They had the most ripped from their soul.
Yes. I think we need to take responsibility for that though. Like as a community, like so many of us have been complaining for years about this expectation for healers to like not primarily heal, like something you do with your OGCDs, you know.
But until
this is what we asked for.
See, but we can say that, but until we do a raid and see what changes are actually needed for healers. Basing it only on our current gameplay experience, I find it's a reasonable reaction to some degree.
Okay.
Because we don't have a sample size. We have a level 73 dungeon as our sample size.
That's true. Yeah. So what you're saying is that we basically need to see how the end game fights are designed around this new concept for healers.
Yes. Now, if we get to Savage and all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, like I actually need more GCDs on healing. Great. Then all of a sudden in raids, it still feels really good. In dungeons, it still won't feel good to me. But that's literally all of these things, put them in a bubble and then put that bubble next to when I do the raid. And if the raid doesn't demand these new tools to be like used in such a manner that you are actually healing more, pop that bubble and let it all out.
Okay. So I think maybe the problem with that is that a lot of people have been saying healers should be healing, but I feel like that position has been coming mostly from people that are not doing Savage raids.
You're 100% accurate.
So the people that are not doing savage raids are not going to have to do intense healing anyway, and they're just probably going to end up fucking bored.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys want? Like, open question for people that were saying, I want to heal more. I don't want to have to DPS. Is it because you just want to like auto follow an AFK? Is that it?
If healing is more involved, that's the thing. I want healing to be more involved, but the way that our game is designed, it's just hard for me to see it because it's never been that way. Outside of like ultimate during certain phases, even there. And so I asked Yoshida, is raid damage going up? Because when I was doing the fucking dungeon with Mary, he got trucked. He got trucked. And to be fair, there were more than one element behind that. But even just you can see in the new skills design, like, you know, consistent, every 25 seconds I have this cooldown, and healers got all these new healing tools. And even the dungeon bosses have like, you know, I'm going to pulse AoE 6 times, and a pulse AoE 2 times, and a pulse an AoE 3 times, and then I'm going to tank bust, then I'm going to do it again. Like, even those are meant to be the casually approachable content, but you can see a clear shift in design that the only thing that would demand healers to even remotely consider healing additionally.
Now that you mention it, I remember I spent quite a bit of time on the A rank in Ilmeg, and that was fucking deleting tanks. That was just like two-shotting everything that was trying to tank it. So yeah, maybe it is the case that things are hitting a lot harder.
But that's my entire opinion on healers is contingent to more than just the 73. I just need to see it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I would still like Scholar to get miasma 2 back. Stop getting rid of it, just leave it, and stop taking it away.
I want Astro to get its utility back.
What do you mean Astro get its? Are you out of your fucking mind, buddy?
What? Which utility are you referring to?
You mean, I didn't pull the balance, woe is me?
Yeah. I mean, you still had other shit you could use it on. But still, every card is a balance now, and it feels weird is, I guess, a term I could use. Yeah, it feels weird. Like, I kind of miss having...
What's new?
You kind of miss having shitty cards.
You miss having fucking Spire?
No, I don't.
I'm gonna miss complaining about getting Spires.
I'm gonna miss complaining about it. Yeah.
Every time.
I mean,
I've
drawn like all the cards were bad. Not all the cards were fucking so bad. Good? You say this like all the cards were fucking bad. Besides Spire, pretty much the other cards were
Let me dig into no, Slyh, listen. Here's the thing. I think seals, and I had this discussion earlier, I think the only thing I don't like about Astros is seals are non-interactive, that you literally just need 3 of them every 3 minutes. It's like, I think that's uninteresting. Someone brought that up and I completely agreed. I love seals to somehow be more interactive. I don't know how, but having 3 every 3 minutes is whatever. That being said, people can say, and I will never disagree. I will never agree with them. That's just it. It's not right, wrong. I just will never agree with the Astro cards prior were interesting. Yeah, Arrow was good on a Black Mage. Yeah, the Spear was good on a Monk. You know what was? It was your literally second choice balance every fucking time. It was literally, I didn't get the balance, but at least I can play this on the Monk. At least I can play this on the Black Mage. That was my problem with card design entirely in the previous expansion, is anything that wasn't a balance buffed in some way was literally a disappointment. Like, AoE Bolt. No one relied on AoE Bolts. I'd throw them on the tank so I could cast more gravities in a dungeon.
Yeah. At least it serves a fucking purpose.
So all of my cards serve a purpose now.
Yeah.
I'd rather they had gone the other way and gotten rid of balance. I do agree with that. I think it would have been more interesting to get rid of balance and do 3 different DPS buffs that are never flat damage.
Make every card balance?
No. I'm saying go the other way. Like this, they made every card balance. I actually would have been in favor of going the other way and making 3 different DPS cards that are clearly better on different types of jobs. Like change the balance and not be flat. I'd have been okay with that decision.
I kind of guess I see what Sly's saying. I think that when you're building a mechanic around RNG, like there has to be scenarios where you're disappointed. Otherwise, the scenarios where you draw a card and you're like, "Fuck yeah," it doesn't mean anything. Like these cards might all be good. But if we never feel disappointed drawing a card, then now we're never going to feel good drawing a card. We're just like, oh, it's that card that goes to you. And we're not going to get any of this like balance, fuck yeah, sort of moments.
Yeah. I get that. But that's Mike with every card but balance. Definitely. Yeah, he's disappointed with anything but balance.
Most people are.
Most people are.
Yeah.
But I think
no one's ever excited for the extended Ewer.
I think that's kind of the point, though, is that, again, like, if you have a job that's about RNG, you want it to have those fuck yeah moments, and you can't have fuck yeah moments without having fuck no moments, you know? And if you remove the fuck no moments, then by extension, the fuck yeah moments suddenly dissolve.
All right, let me present
this. They turn into fuck, okay.
No,
moments.
Wait a minute. So what you're telling me is that Barrage needed to not always have Refulgent tied to it, because that way I could have fuck no moments and fuck yeah moments. Because I can tell you right now, not getting a Refulgent was certainly it was certainly not the exciting moment of my life.
I think with like DPS, the idea of having procs, like that's always going to be a fuck yeah, because it's just like it either procs or it doesn't. But I feel like Astro, for the moment, there's nothing like unpredictable. There's nothing like rewarding in the RNG now. It's just like, okay, here's a balance that goes to this guy. Here's a balance that goes to. It's just got like someone. It's just got a different name on the card. Like
there's no variety.
Yeah, I mean, like I disagree. I think that Astro is better this way. But I do definitely see the position for like the appeal of Astro. Like I never wanted to raid with Astro precisely because of the RNG and like having to facepalm like so many times when I pulled shitty cards. I was like, I don't want to do that. It sucks. But people that did, like, I understood why they wanted to. So I get it.
Literally anything that wasn't a balance before wasn't fun.
I agree.
And what was the purpose of them making Astro then?
That's a great question. They even called it the problem child in all of their interviews.
A great question.
That is a great question.
They set out all these mechanics, all these different cards. What the fuck is the purpose if you only want that one fucking card?
They shouldn't have made that one fucking card. That one fucking card was the... See, the problem is they fixed the 5 cards that weren't that card instead of fixing that card. They were like, well, everyone just wants the balance, so we'll give you all the balance. We may accept this fate or defy it, but we cannot deny it.
Would it have been better if they just like had no DPS buffing cards?
No, I think Spear and Arrow were designed fine. I think balance is just... They were second choice balances always that like had synergized better with, because I can tell you right now, if as a ninja you give me the arrow and then Jutsu comes off cooldown, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Like that's
balance it was the one thing they couldn't balance.
Yeah, remember when it was 20%?
Yeah, I do. Holy shit!
Remember
oh man,
that?
I thought that was okay.
Oh my fucking Jesus. Yeah, I think here's the thing. There are technically 6 different effects on the cards, but the secondary effect now is the one that is the less interesting of the two for me. The fact that you need 3 different seals every 3 minutes is like, I would exchange a weaker divination or like I don't know, something with the seals to just use them once every 3 minutes. All I know is everyone's gonna be thanking me for their fucking cards. Doesn't matter who. They're just all I'm gonna be like, card for you, card for you, card for you. I gotta get these 3 different seals. I've got 3 seals. Here's a lord, here's a lady. I just know that not getting the balance before led to everyone being like, well, that was shit. And then you got White Mage, who I don't know what Slyh got. You got a problem with White. What's your problem with White Mage, Slyh? It's got foul now.
Got wings.
It's got wings and foul.
Got fucking blood lilies, dude. That's metal.
The blood lilies seem, well, it just seems a lot of the same to me. I mean, yes, it does. Like, the blood lily adds an extra layer on top of something that was already.
Well, then how is that the same?
It's kind of hard to describe. It just, well, maybe it's because I couldn't really utilize it in the dungeon, so it's kind of hard for me to really describe it. But in general, the lilies, just the general lilies and building up to the blood lily, I feel like it could be done better, honestly.
I feel like you could do something to speed up the lily. That's about it. They could try to
That's
make
what I'm saying.
something that you do to speed up the lily.
Because I feel like it took forever to build to a blood lily.
Takes 90 seconds. 90 seconds if you were to spend all 3 lilies in that, 90-second period.
Yeah.
White Mage was the only one. I don't want to run dungeons as any healer but White Mage ever again. I just don't. White Mage where do I even fucking begin?
It's less fun.
Lucid's on a 60-second cooldown now for all the healers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. Asai still generates MP, deals damage, heals. Holy doesn't have fall off damage. It's 10 potency weaker and has a cast time, but still has the AoE stun tied to it. Thin Air still exists. That's all it needed to do is fucking exist. Your Lily spells don't cost MP. Your Blood Lily spell doesn't cost any MP. You literally might as well have just given White Mage mana shift, since the casters don't have it anymore, because they need something to do with this fucking MP that they have. Lily's being on the GCD surprised me, but it makes me save MP, so I don't care.
All right, Sly. So what would you do different with the Blood Lily? Just out of curiosity.
God's honest. I'm still in the camp of just remove the whole Lily system. I don't know what you replace it with. Hold on. Let me open it.
You gotta remind yourself how you gonna fall. How you make an argument you don't even remember.
He's tired. It's okay.
Yeah.
I am.
You get a pass.
Thanks.
Hey, I didn't even bother trying out the healers.
I loved White Mage.
Yeah, me neither at this. I mean, I didn't play healers before, so like I wouldn't know what was happening. Like what's different.
Oh, I noticed. I knew. What you got, Sly? What you got for me?
The Afflatus seems interesting. I felt like that could have been kind of like a standalone thing. You wouldn't necessarily need to build up to it. Again, like I'm just in the camp of no lilies. I still think it's kind of ridiculous and unnecessary.
I mean, all the we could survive without any of these fucking job gauges. We did at one point. Like that's the truth. Like you could, because technically the lilies are a visualization of 2 skills that share a charge. Lilies are a charge time that's split between 2 skills, which is their big thing for the expansion is charged actions. One of the things. Yeah. That's what lilies are. They're you use one of 2 skills on them every 30 seconds. They're a charged action. That's what they are. And then you use 3 charged actions and you get big dick damage. That's what they are. It's just what they are. That doesn't make them useless. That's just how they're designed. You could design them a different way, sure, but you could do that with literally anything. I could change literally anything that uses charges to look a different way or to do work. I can do it with anything. I don't think lilies are worthless. I think they're still not like
utilized correctly.
No, I think they're utilized fine. I think they're still no info. You still ultimately will never deliberately take an action to interact with it. You'll only reap its rewards. which is how it was before. Before it was, I'm not going to cast cures to get lilies. Now it's, you don't have to cast cures. It just does it.
Right.
So it's ultimately non-interactive. But they are actually used for something now. So that's how I feel about it.
So is White Mage actually going to be watching the job gauge now?
No.
No.
Because ultimately, if the skill is lit up, you know you can use it, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You might want to take a visual representation of it, but like I got away, like that's the thing, like a lot of things I can get away without my job gauges for. I don't need my job gauge for Grease Lightning. I still have it. I don't need it for Forbidden Chakra. I have it. Like as soon as the skill is glowing, I know I can use it. But there needs to be some sort of visual representation for things. But this is exactly like any of the old like Monk's job gauges. I don't technically need them, but I have them because a visual representation of some things is sometimes better for some people. But I agree that casting something, speeding it up would be a nice way to interact with it. So I think it's hard to, I think I understand the plights of some of the healers. I'm glad that the healers are all, the complaints people have for each healer are vastly different, which I think is a good thing, because if it was all the same problem, the homogenization of them would feel a lot more, I guess, present.
I mean, it's somewhat like all the same problem for all of them. Where the fuck is my DPS?
That's, well, not White Mage. White Mage ain't worried about that shit at all. They're like, where's my arrow 3? Never mind, I've got all this.
Yeah.
Scholar's like, Art of War is so cool. Astro's at least still got light speed, gravity, and fucking star. At least that's 2 things. But Scholars are like, I sure do love Art of War. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm not as doom and gloom on the healers, but I certainly think they're going to see adjustments. Because this is the same conversation I had 2 years ago. It's the same fucking conversation I had 2 years ago.
I mean, with the amount of people talking about it, they noticed. There's no way they didn't notice that.
Oh yeah. I'm certainly going to miss DPS. I'm a big fan of having more than one DPS. I am a staunch supporter of having more than one DPS ability. I at least want Scholar to get Bane back for Biolysis. Like, Bane doesn't even cost Etherflow anymore on Summoner. Just fucking give it back to Scholars. Just let me do at least Biolysis Bane. At least that. Give me a button back.
Yeah.
Please, just give me that back, and I'll be far more content with Scholar. And that's just a little bit. I'm curious to see how it pans out, though. First 2 or 4 weeks is really going to be what's most interesting.
Definitely.
I'm just curious how much you guys think healers will actually need to heal. Like, what's your expectation now? Because, dude, you can get through 09 Savage where you literally cast, like, 1 GCD heal. Like, it's at that point.
Now.
Yeah, now. So, like, but where do you, like, let's say it's a 90%. Like, most experienced healers are at 90% of their GCDs or DPS and 10%. Let's just throw that out there. Let's say that's the go-to GCD comparison between a DPS GCD and a healer GCD. What do you think would be an optimal percentage for
50-50?
50-50, okay.
60-40.
60-40 in which way?
Same.
Which way?
Healing. 60
healing, 40 DPS, Sly?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Okay. I'm predicting, that's my prediction, is 50 to 60% DPS is what I think will happen.
Are you going DPS?
I think that's realistically, with the way this game is designed, as best they could possibly achieve it. Because they've never designed the game in such a way where I could believe in persistent damage to the point in endgame content that healers would actually need to spend that many.
Yeah.
I've never been presented that option here with the way Tank Busters works, with the way auto attacks work, the way raid damage is clad. I can't believe that anything more than that. I could reasonably see getting to 50% with bumping up the number, but I have a hard time getting any further than that. I don't know. I don't know.
It's tough. It's really hard because, like you said, we don't really have a sample size.
Yeah,
level 73 dungeon is not enough to get a real good feel of how things are going to be tuned.
We need bosses with faster auto attacks. I really think if they want to encourage healing in endgame, they really need faster auto attacks. Because Chaos doing this...
Yeah.
I'm really not feeling like I need to heal when he's doing it like this. It's just not happening for me. Oh man. Okay, so I want to get back onto the DPS now. My boy Ninja is feeling pretty fucking spicy.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. And as someone who wants to play Dancer, I'm looking at something I should have tested. Because Bunshin counts as 2 weapon skills for Ninki generation.
Ooh.
I'm gonna count that for my fucking Esprit gauge because that
Ooh.
monk partner is fine most of the time in GL4, but I'm willing to make a trade, ninjas, if it were to work like that. So
Esprit?
Yeah, that's the Dancer gauge.
I don't think it's pronounced Esprit. I think we're all stupid.
Probably. I don't give a shit. I call the flatus
like,
a flatus.
I think it's like
nascent,
Esprit.
nascent, or
It's
nascent.
French. The T's probably silent.
Sprite.
Esprit. You know what's funny? There actually is
Spree.
There actually is
Sprites.
one of the tooltips that leaves out the T. Only one of the tooltips just is
Sprite.
missing the T. So I was like, I wonder which one's right. Dude, I love Sprite.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Esport.
Yeah.
That's what Layla was saying.
Esport. Yeah, call it esports.
Esport.
There you go. That's
My
that's what we're
esport
gonna go.
gauge.
Fucking esports. Got it. Get
Shit,
the
Layla.
Pepsi gauge. There you go. Okay, so yeah, the esports gauge, yes. Dude, Ninja, I think, made out like a fucking bandit here. Shadewalker
How
and
so?
Smokescreen were already getting used less anyway. Trick Attack got to stay the same, and their whole means of accessing their damage got a pretty solid update. I guess I might be the only one who spent any time on Ninja. That was like among us 4.
Probably.
Yeah, I didn't touch it.
Dude, it feels really good. Ninki being on weapon skills now, like I wanted, feels real fucking good, man. Hellfrog and Bava not being separate cooldown, so you just pick single target or AoE feels good. Tenchi Jin not costing gauge feels really good. I never had an issue with Tenchi Jin's design in the first place. I just didn't like Ninki. So, Raiton's useful again. Suiton's got 2 uses now, and I'm really curious to see how that gets optimized. The Kasatsus and the super damage on the super ninjutsus during burst windows. I feel like there's a lot more creativity behind Ninja than there was before. They also got rid of all executes. Ninja was where I first noticed they got rid of all executes in the game.
Oh yeah, they did. Didn't they?
Assassinate.
Samurai
Yeah.
Zageha's gone. Soul Survivor's gone. Assassinate is now tied to Dream Within a Dream. They're all gone. Heartbreak, all of them. They just got rid of executes. It's still like it was before to some degree, but it feels more creative now. I don't know. It's really weird to describe. I was discussing it with Tate, and we were just like, yeah, it's just better. Shade shifts to 20% shield. Dude, Ninja is just always going to be good. They've never fucked Ninja up. Like, literally, since its release, it's had Trick Attack, thus it's never been fucked up. Tenchi Jin and people not liking it, and Ninki and people not liking it's the closest.
I mean, you're not playing it at 200 ping. So
I have, though. I
yeah,
did
but
in
I mean,
Gordius.
from the Australian perspective, like it's never not been kind of fucked up.
Has it ever
And
not been
I don't know
meta?
if that's
Has it ever not been like one of the most valued jobs in the game?
yeah, unless you're Australian. That it's
Worldwide
a pain
meta
in
down
the
under.
Fucking up. Yeah, well, it's true. It's a thing. Like there's the worldwide meta.
I like how the thing didn't pick up you saying the land down under. It just said meta. There's world meta and meta. That's what I got from it.
So what's the Australian meta?
The Australian meta? Well, honestly, it's basically just the standard meta, but you're really, really hoping that your ISP just kind of hangs in for the next 10 minutes. Spoiler, it done. It done.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, latency's always been the thing. I mean, it's certainly better now. Don't act like it hasn't gotten better.
I feel like Ninja was worse for high ping in Stormblood than it was in
well, Tenchi Jin would exacerbate that.
Yes.
But
so
listen,
I don't know.
I played Ninja at launch before Mudra fixes.
Yeah. So do you think it'll be better now though?
I mean, you got to have more ninjutsu with your Kasatsus. And also, technically, for high latency players, Raiton is now way superior to Fuma. Fuma used to be your low latency, like, still efficient option. You don't got that anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just way, way worse than it was because of Dripping Blades being gone.
Well, rip.
Yeah. I think Ninja's going to be fucking stellar, though, to play. Like, for anyone who's, like, stuck with it and who's, like, enjoyed it, even me, I abandoned it and started. My raid group was like, "Can you play this?" I played it for like 2 nights, and I'm like, "This is the worst I've ever felt playing this game." I legitimately just wanted. I was like, "Guys, you just boot. If you really need a ninja, I need you to remove me because I won't suffer this." I straight up will not suffer this.
That's how I felt when I got talked into maining it for a little bit at the beginning of Heaven's Word. I was just like, this sucks.
I didn't mind it so much at the beginning at Heaven's Word, but I certainly wasn't my first choice, especially because it's fucking mad combos. It's just like here's 4 different combo finishers. Have a fucking ball. Can you keep slashing and do Aeolian and Armor Crush and keep up Shadow Fang, please? No.
And mutilate.
Yes, but
fuck, I forgot about mutilate.
Yeah.
Shadowfang's back to being the second part of a combo now. The tooltip still says Gust Slash, but it's off Spinning Slash now. Again,
really?
Like it was in Heaven's Word.
That is interesting.
Yeah, it's back to being just a 2-parter. Felt like only Tate of the people I've spoken to went, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, yeah, that's just how it is. I don't know if there's any particular reason, but I guess they just wanted to. I don't. Maybe because that's it works better now with like the changed trick timings and Suiton extension. I don't know. They must know something I don't.
I dare say they probably do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when Ninja first came out, that was literally the opposite case. They're like, yeah, people found a way better rotation than we did, so we're gonna have to make some changes, guys. Those were the days when Ninja came out and they're like, wow, they're way better than we are at this. I didn't realize that. Oh, man.
Oh, they were so naive back then.
Yeah, they were shocked. They were completely shocked by it. Just, wow, they're really good at this game. To be fair, their sample size before that was literally first coil and second coil, and I've watched the footage. So, those are not good days, man. I watched the world first for turn 5, and I'm like,
oh no.
What were we doing back then? Like, obviously that wasn't my group, but I was like, what were we doing back then?
Hey, we were doing our best.
I literally, I you know how you talk about your ABCs now with healers always be casting? Certainly wasn't the rule at 2.0. I was watching and I was like, I think it was the Scholar's POV, and he was just like,
is that him just throwing the book over his head?
That's him throwing an Adlo, but yeah, same thing. I mean, that's also
that
before healers were
healing
accuracy and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And that'll be Scholars and Shadowbringers.
Full circle.
All the way back to the first. That's what it was meant to be all along. What were you about to say, Slyh?
Oh, no. I wouldn't say anything. I said it seems like dungeon healing, like passive aggressive dungeon healing.
Yeah, that was turn 5. Turn 5 then is passive aggressive dungeon healing right now. How it will be. Dude, Art of War just destroys your MP when you use it. And meanwhile, Holy is your white mage. You're like, yeah, I don't care. I can do this. It's just whatever.
All day. All day.
Oh, man. And then we get to Samurai. And I'm pretty content with Samurai's updates. They got some more niche tools.
Damage.
Yeah, they just got more damage. I see people upset about Shoha. And I'm like, but it's literally just damage when you come out of meditate during I get that it's not an ability you'll use very often. Trust me, I played Monk before the tornado kick change, like before Riddle of Wind.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I know the feeling, but it's certainly still there. And EI Jutsu's cooldown, cast time got reduced to 1.3 seconds before skill speed. You can actually weave now after a Midare. I'm just saying, there's some things there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Showa's a little boring. But
I mean, Samurai was fun before, and now it's fun and does more damage. So that's cool.
Yeah, if you liked it before, you should still like it.
Yep.
And you know what? You still got all that speed. You know, you go skill speed, and suddenly you're looking like a right partner for that dancer buff. All right. You know, somebody pointed out that actually the job gauge states that different jobs that you pair with have different percentage chances of granting you Esprit.
Yeah,
based off attack speed.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, so the faster jobs have a lower chance, but the slower jobs have a higher chance. So you're more encouraged to just put it on the best player, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I hope so. Because I was looking at that as Dragoon and being like, well, I guess no one's gonna dance with me.
You don't have the pole dance, you don't have a dancer dance, you don't have any dances, man.
I mean, maybe if you didn't have fucking 2 left feet, dude.
I'm just passive aggressively getting ready to never give dancer.
Oh, I'm sorry, never give dancer. What? You know, your mic cut out when he said, "I'm prepared to never give dancer."
Let's keep it a secret.
Sight.
It would have been more.
Oh yeah, what do you think about us being able to use Dragon Sight outside of like not having a partner?
I mean, it's fine.
You could be a selfish dick. Yeah, I mean, you could cite yourself and be a selfish dick.
It's good for dummy DPS at the very least.
That's what I'm saying. That's
yeah. Look, yeah, it's fine. I think it's going to be really funny because, like, in casual, no one's actually going to use Dragon Sight on anyone else. They're just going to use it on themselves.
On themselves. I can still have my pug macro. Like every time I go into pug, it's like the closest person. And then I have my situational macros, but still,
yeah.
I'm not gonna be selfish.
Listen, I still want the litany. Just don't run out of range for me with the litany on dancer, and we'll be fine. Okay.
Just zip in. You got movement.
I wish they removed it or changed it so I don't actually have to target anyone. Yeah.
Dude, make it so
it just
that
doesn't feel good to use.
Make it so that if anyone's looking at the Dragoon, they get the buff. There you go.
No, just make a closest person macro. Whoever's closest is gonna get it.
Yeah, no, you know what? They should have to target me. Right? It should be like I say, all right, Dragon Sight, here it comes, and they should have to target me. And if they're targeting me, then they get it.
First person to target gets it. It's a race.
Yeah.
You can grab it all. You know, it places like a little marker on the ground.
Oh, like a tether that you could grab. Yeah.
You're like, and pick up.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Just take the responsibility out of the Dragoon entirely.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want responsibility. I'm not a fucking tank or healer.
I like how the fucking microphone cut out the word fuck as if it was censoring it. It was like, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm actually finding a great deal of entertainment in that.
I'm sorry, the noise gate is a little bit weird. It's not my microphone.
No, I know. You can turn up your sensitivity on Discord if you want.
Yeah, I might do that.
If you find that would remedy the situation. That's why we use Discord for audio now. Yeah. Because we can actually control our audio settings. Because we can't.
I've got it on automatically detect, so
God,
I won't fuck with it.
Automatically detect. I've learned is. Automatically detect is the setting for what's it called? Just talking normally, but it's you can bump that sensitivity. Oh man, yeah, dude, just drop a Dragon Eye on the ground, and the first person to run over it gets the fucking buff.
I'm just going to drop it right in the toilet. I'm just going to keep it for myself.
You just pick up the other one. You're like cross-eyed. You're like,
well, you just got to have.
Can you imagine that?
Well, if the debuffs are going the opposite direction, that's what it would look like.
Yeah.
You're just like, I got this.
I love it. I love it if they would animate it where like actually it's like
your mic cut out again.
God damn it.
I would love to animate it if
like if just one of your eyes keeps tracking whoever you use it on. That would be awesome. I'd love that. That'd be really cool.
Hey, did you know my machinist video is suitable for all advertisers? YouTube just let me know.
Oh, cool.
Thanks, YouTube.
Alrighty.
Thanks, YouTube.
Remember those?
Now you can make like 50 cents, dude.
You want to get back on me about why my whole channel's demonetized, YouTube? No? Just me? All right. Okay.
Just him. Yeah, just you. It's okay. One day. It'll be fun one day.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, your Ethys's mic is also 200 ping.
Well, here's the cool thing, right? You can trade buffs with dancers.
Savagery.
Right?
Jesus.
I'll give you tether if you give me.
Oh shit!
Yeah, why don't you just trade the fucking dancer?
Yeah, bribe.
That's
bribe
a good
the dancer.
point.
Yeah.
Okay, let me be clear. If you have two dancers, don't fucking give each other close position. Please don't do that.
Please do. Oh, that'd be so good.
Because I'm pretty sure standard finish doesn't overwrite. So you still only have two. You don't have two 5% buffs stacking. One 5%.
So funny.
That's another thing. So technical finish is basically like Brotherhood, where it's like you generate from everybody and everybody gets a damage increase. But it's the same buff across all 8 people. They changed Brotherhood away from doing that in the case you had 2 dancers. So this problem didn't. Now I'm wondering if said problem is going to happen for Dancer again. Since, maybe they change it before then, but if they don't and it doesn't override, that's literally going to be the first thing Dancers ask for. But they can't do it with standard finish. Come on. Don't fucking close position the other Dancer. Don't do that. All four of it. No, all four of I'm going to be playing the fucking job and I'm telling them not to do it.
Do it.
Y'all are just going to be begging me for my shit.
No. Listen, 4 dancers, and then they all chain each other, and then they can just heal with curing waltz. Everyone just stack up. Just chain curing waltz.
That would be really good.
Okay, if you have 4 dancers, do it. And then you go to the 24-man raid, and the one guy, the 150 DPS is like, guys... No, just daisy chain them. Dancer to dancer,
6 dancers.
dancer to dancer, dancer to other DPS. There you go. All 5 of you have it now. No one has to be left out. There you go. I would like to do a light party of this. No, dude, you get a light party with double dancer. That's gonna be. You're so. I'm not giving my fucking close position to the healer unless every GCD is a fucking glare or a holy. Fuck that noise. I want that for me. The dancer centipede. Oh no. Someone's going to take the movie poster and just throw the fucking dancer job symbol over all their faces for the human centipede.
Oh god.
That's literally someone's going to take the human centipede poster, just put dancers just in all the positions.
Let's not give them that idea. Hey. That's cool.
Nope.
Yeah, it's okay.
Seriously, they're like dancer only, world first savage one.
Yeah, can't wait for that. They equaling fold is pretty accurate.
7 dancers, 1 tank.
That sounds hot.
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
Well, not with that attitude.
And then put chakrams in each of the hands. God. No, we need boomerangs in one of them for ethics.
Yes, please.
There you go. Okay. And then the last role we haven't gotten into, I think, is casters. And I like all of the caster adjustments, even the less exciting ones.
Summoner's a summoner. Wow. How many years did it take?
Yeah. Eggy Glamour 5.1 at the earliest, by the way. In case you missed that, I think it was... I can't remember the outlet. I think it was one of the European outlets that said Eggy Glamour 5.1 at the earliest. Not the latest. At the early. Technically, 7.0 is not the earliest, at least, right?
Remember when it was 4.1?
3.1.
3.1?
I'm pretty sure they promised it like back in 3.x.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to, dude, when we get it, watch it be like literally like all 18 like primals that we've had with like like carbuncles. And then all of a sudden everyone's like,
no, it's just going to be the gray carbuncle.
it's going to be obsidian carbuncle. And that's it. That's literally it. That's all it's going to be.
Oh, he's slightly bigger, so it took a while.
Yeah. Obsidian carbuncle. Where's Ramu? No, can't have him. Can't have that boy.
Well, look how big this carbuncle is.
I'll show you my carbuncle if you show me yours. Oh man. Summoner, yeah. When I looked over Summoner again today, I realized I kind of wasn't as excited initially as I was reading it for the third or fourth time today. And all of a sudden I realized I was like, wow. It's like it's all here. It just all makes sense. I don't know how else to describe it. How much Summoner time did you guys get in at all?
None.
0.
God damn it, dude. Dude, they literally just everything they did about Summoner, I was pleased about. They
made it a Summoner.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but they could still do more. In that regard, there could still feel more like a Summoner, but they are certainly more involved in the decision making of their summons now. Demi Bahamut, you can literally access 5 seconds into the fight if you want to now. That's already a big improvement. Ether Flow's gone. They not like gone as a system, but the ability's gone. And Energy Drain and Energy Siphon are offensive means of getting stacks every 30 seconds. So you get 4 Ether Flow a minute now. Mm-hmm. The only 2 Ether Flow abilities you have are Fester and Pain Flare, single target AoE. Bane doesn't require Ether Flow anymore. On top of that, you can store up to 4 further Ruin procs by either your pet generating them or you automatically getting them by telling your pet what to do. If it's a single target pet, Garuda's an AoE pet, Titan exists, and then Titan's really good. Actually, you can use Titan to force a further Ruin proc when there's no target available and to give yourself a 20% damage shield.
That's all right.
Yeah, and I mean, it might have some use in ultimates.
Yeah, if there's no target to hit, swapping to Titan. I actually would have to, I think somebody did the potency differences because you'd have to compare Ruin 4 to using the charge on an offensive ability on the pet when it comes back. But if it means losing a charge over the course of a whole fight, then it's automatic. It was just, yeah. And then Dreadworm Trance has nothing to do with Ether Flow consumption. It's just an ability on a 60-second cooldown. Mm-hmm. It generates 2 Dreadworm Ether, so you automatically go right to Bahamut after that. And then Firebird Trance summons Demi Phoenix at the same time, and he just heals people over time while he's fucking shit up. It just it feels good, man.
I didn't realize that Phoenix had a heal.
He heals for 20 potency a tick while he's out.
That's not bad.
It's not good, but it's something.
It's not good, but like it's cool.
I would have preferred a pulsing dot, but I get why it's a heal because it's Phoenix.
Yeah,
like I get it.
Yeah, it's just a flavor thing.
Yeah, it's like Flames of Rebirth.
Yeah.
And then on top, it's just everything just makes it. They got rid of Tribind. They made Ruination buff the new AoE outburst, and you can spread Ruination with Bane now. Ooh. Like it just all makes sense. Yeah, and Dreadworm Trance doesn't lock you out of Ether Flow anymore. It's just everything about it. I loved all the decisions for Summoner. And
you know what doesn't
Devotion
make sense?
Is buffed. Does what make sense?
You know what doesn't make sense?
What?
The fact that we still have shitty little eggies and not actual summons.
I agree, because at this point you can.
And they're redundant now. Yeah.
They're not only redundant, but they have a system in place to resize Demi Bahamut.
Yeah.
So the idea of them being too big is irrelevant. So
give us cool summons.
Maybe the Eggy
you could easily just like scale up the Eggies now, right?
Yeah, they could at least make us able to do Eggy size large. At the very least, I'd accept that. Yeah. But like, there's a system now to change the size of your summon in the form of Bahamut. So the whole they're too obtrusive thing, and then I'm sure there's a lore reason, like, oh, the demi summons require a great amount of ether, and you can't have them out for too long. And you have to. Who gives a shit? Just let me use Demi Ifrit and Demi Garuda.
Yup.
Who gives a
cool.
shit?
Oh, that'd be so cool. I was hoping for that, honestly, because it'd be a good power creep for summoner. You know, like you're stronger. Look, Demi everything.
Yeah.
But nope. Stupid eggies.
I would have loved Demi Ifrit, Demi Garuda, Demi Titan.
Yeah, I mean they went about like during the summoner story justifying the ability to summon Demi Bahamut. It'd be pretty easy just to have a trait like level 70 something being like, we found another lore reason. Congratulations.
You want to give me the lore reason why Phoenix is not a secret anymore?
Yeah.
Louis Swaz just like, hey, I'm ready.
You're going to be in the fucking MSQ with Alphino. He's going to be like, I thought I told you.
Dad?
It's a secret. What are you doing?
Grandpa?
Dad?
Grandpa?
Because we're on the first, and keeping Eorzean secrets on the first is redundant.
But I go back to
when you go back.
And Alphino and Alice are literally going to be like, oh, cool, he's a
They tell you to be like, don't tell anybody what happened. And you're like, hey, check out this fucking cool summon I got.
Well, they told us, like, the world's not ready to learn the truth yet. And it was mainly because, like, at the time, it was because we don't want the people of Eorzea knowing that they're capable of summoning primals. And then, like,
now they know.
Yeah,
now they know.
Next minute, you get Shiva, you get fucking Shinryu.
Ravana.
Yeah, so it's redundant now. So it'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. I would have thought that people in Eorzea would be more freaked out about seeing Demi than Demi Phoenix. Like, summoning Bahamut.
They don't know anything about Phoenix is the thing. Even if they see it, as long as they don't know the intent.
That's true. They just be like, oh, that's cool.
They see Demi Bahamut and they're like,
that's a cool bird.
Whoa, no.
No.
This is the expansion. We get a bird up.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I like how they did Firebird trance instead of Phoenix trance. They just like, maybe that's their way around it. Maybe it's not. Maybe even though it's Demi Phoenix, it's...
Oh, God.
Because that's the story behind the mount, right? Like the Firebird mount?
Firebird.
Yeah. Maybe that...
Well, I mean, that's a tough thing because, like, again, the explanation of being able to summon Bahamut is did or didn't do coil.
You cut out for the whole explanation.
Fuck's sake. So
the whole reason behind it is...
So with Bahamut, right? Whether or not we did coil, we were in Eorzea, we were around when the Bahamut ether thing happened. Like, you were around when the Phoenix thing happened. Subsequently, you're exposed to Phoenix's essence, but you don't necessarily know what Phoenix is or who Phoenix is if you haven't done coil. So calling it Firebird would just be like, well, you don't know that it's Phoenix. If you've done coil, then you know it's Phoenix and you know that it's Louis Swaz, but you don't need to know that to be able to use the Demi, right?
Wouldn't Legacy players technically have not been around for Phoenix because we were 5 years in the future in that moment?
You're right.
It was happening like as you got cast.
Well, no, because he didn't become Phoenix until after you were gone.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know.
Oh, fuck. Koji.
Koji.
I mean, to be fair, his ether could have mixed with Bahamut's and splooged everywhere.
It certainly did.
Yeah.
And make what?
Eorzea.
Yeah.
He returned all the ether to Eorzea. He said, I'm done with this. Take it back.
That's true. Well, he tried to anyway.
Yeah, and then Bahamut's like, no, dude, like, I kind of still need that, bro. And he's like, damn it, man, I guess I'll help. You got a good argument there.
He hit him with the long bendy straw.
What? Are you the alien from Fairly Odd Parents?
What? I don't get that.
Oh, this is an alien from Fairly Odd Parents where he's like, I'm gonna suck out your brains through these Bendy straws, huh? You're not afraid of me or my straws? He doesn't get it. It's okay. I watched. It's American cartoon. I understand Ethys not getting it because it's American cartoon. The other two, I'm disappointed in.
Yeah, we don't have American cartoons in Australia.
Dude, I grew up with Rocco. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Rocco's Modern Life. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
See, now that one I know because he's a wallaby.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
It's the only reason he knows. God damn, it's like you only know about Pooh because of Rue and Kanga, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
That makes sense. Okay. Enough about literally 70s to 90s cartoons, depending on the area you grew up in.
Yeah.
And the other two casters, we have Black Mage and Red Mage. I think of the two, I've never been excited about Red Mage. It's just never excited me as a job. I know it excites
Which
you,
mage?
Barry.
Red Mage?
Yeah, it's just never excited
It's
me.
fun.
It's just,
It's fun.
but it's just, I've never been excited to play it, personally. So these changes, I mean, they're cool, but like, I didn't feel excited about them, personally.
It doesn't feel that different. It's just got like stronger AoE.
They consolidated Verflare and Verholy into Verthunder and Verarrow. The buttons just changed now. They're not separate buttons.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jolt becomes Scorch at the end of the combo. You have I'm not going to jump off the edge of Suzaku or Titan button now.
I feel like they've kind of consolidated on, hey, this is the basic bitch DPS.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. Like
you need
it's still fun, it still
some
feels
jobs
good.
that are like that.
Yeah, but it's just really like honed in on that. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're not wrong.
that's all there really is to say about it. And again, like, let me clarify. Normally, when I'm done with prog on Dragoon, I switch over to Red Mage because I just have some fun with it. But like, you're basic.
You know, I'm glad your follow-up explanation worked because you said, let me explain.
And nothing.
But then you said, let me
Your
elaborate.
mic fucking hates you.
And you
Ethys.
said, let me elaborate. And I got all of that explanation.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
So I actually haven't really looked at Red Mage outside of the little bit that we spoke about when we were at the event.
Yeah.
Haps. So
Yep.
do we have what's the deal with the 110 MP spender?
There's a couple
Is
of
it
things.
just-
It's almost like they're Scathe now, in a sense.
Okay.
So you can either use it when you can't go in for a melee combo, but you're sitting at so much mana. That
Yeah,
you can,
we were speculating.
Yeah, or you can use it to blow extra stacked mana, or you can use it just if you can't go in for a melee combo, but you're near the mana amount that you need to be for it, but you can still get one more spell because it's 300 potency instant cast. So it's good for movement. It's
Yeah.
good for stuff like that. It's definitely still weird because you would never want to delay your melee combo just to get to that, because even though you could spend more when you're at more than 80, you could technically spend it as a like excess. Then you're just slowing down your next melee combo because it's mana that's gonna go towards your next 80-80. So that's I'm not a Red Mage main, so I probably shouldn't be trying to explain it, but I discussed it a lot earlier, and a lot of people just seem to be under the consensus that you could technically use it for excess mana, especially before a jump. Like if you're just not gonna, if it's just you want to burst something down real quick and you want to spend that mana, because you can do that into the dash, into the melee combo, into the backflip, into Verflare, Verholy, Scorch kind of thing. So Manification it gives you 5% more magic damage for 10 seconds. It's another thing to consider. Yeah, they'll probably use it for their melee combo. So that's a thing. And it fits literally your perfect melee plus Verflare, Verholy, Scorch. Like it's literally the exact duration of that combo, pretty much. Cool. Let's see. What if you hit 100, and you blow 10, whatever you cast next, you'll have to divide what you need. Yeah, I mean, if you're at 100, you could spend it and then just generate some of one so you can unbalance them. Because you still want your mana to be unbalanced. You need your mana to be unbalanced optimally. So there is always that as well. I've just never been excited about Reg. It's just they'll still be fine. I see a lot of people freaking out about the Veray's cost being 2,400 mana, and it's pretty fucking high.
Good.
I'm
It doesn't need a
thinking, I don't
million.
know how Lucid Dream, because Lucid Dreaming's 60 seconds now.
You don't need a million fucking raises.
I agree with that. I always say this when people complain about like, oh my god, dying and being res, like it's so punishing. Why is it so punishing? Because you died. You fucked up.
Yeah.
What you want there to be no consequences to fucking up? Like, yeah, res is expensive. You fucked up.
You want a fucking glass of milk and some cookies every time you
like you want to
peeled off the floor?
Yeah, like you want a free balance like every time you get res? No.
Yeah, when you Veraze, they raise with 5% increase damage.
Yeah. It's like, of course it's expensive. You should not have to use it. If you do, it's because somebody fucked up. And as a team, you got to take responsibility for that. So I'm fine with it costing 20. I'd be fine with it costing like 7,400, honestly.
Yeah.
Let's not get out of fucking hand.
Well, then it means that the red mage would never use it. You were going to wipe if you didn't. So I'd be fine with that.
A lot of people have, especially since Baldessian Arsenal, displayed some sort of, I guess, interest in increasing the punishment of death regardless. I've seen some degree of interest in that amongst the more endgame oriented players.
Well, it made Baldessian Arsenal content that otherwise would have been reasonably face rolling just so much more compelling. In such a simple way, just by making death more punishing. So
you take something simple and make it fun because it has that element of if you fuck up,
the fear of God.
Okay, so if you fucked up, you died. So then, how do we apply that to the whole falling off and being permadead versus falling off and being able to be rest?
I loved falling off and being permadead in Titan. It was really funny because like
or Leviathan, yeah.
Well, it was good because when you went with like party to do Titan, right? Like you knew the people that died right at the beginning of the fight would just have to sit there in complete humiliation for like several minutes. And like it motivates people to try harder.
Or you can get two fucking idiot tanks and Bismarck.
It's also it's good lore.
Like Slyh says, put the fear of God in them,
The original Titan was the funniest because back in original Titan, when you fell off, the camera didn't push you back to the top.
Yeah, you were just stuck down there on the floor. You couldn't see anything. Like, how's it going up there?
And you fall for so long.
So fucking long.
Well,
and you don't die till you hit the bottom. Was the funniest part about it because you're like,
here we go.
Oh, man. Well, I liked Leviathan, where you're just stuck at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, but you could see the arena.
That's
they
true,
they still gave you the camera to see how everyone else was doing. That was the whole thing with the camera, was that it was like at least
not at
Leviathan,
first.
You could
definitely not at first. I remember being under the water.
Really? I don't remember that.
I never remember being underwater.
I remember I remember lagging and being stuck under the water.
Maybe that was it then.
I remember the falling animation for the water being like relatively long. That's it.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but I don't fuck up Leviathan, so
You calling me out?
I'm just waiting to see people posting like a bunch of clips of me fucking up Leviathan within like the last 2 weeks.
Still trying to get that blue mage spell.
Get the compilation going.
Suck my dick.
I'll take that as a yes. I will most certainly take that as a yes. And then we had Black Mage, and I think Summoner I was the happiest about, but Black Mages, I felt like I feel like Sphia would feel like a proud dad seeing it. Just like,
yeah,
I'm proud of you, Black Mage. I'm proud of you.
I like that. That's a good image.
I don't know, man. It's Black Mage literally just got like a monk treatment where it's like, here are the things people didn't like about it. here are things that you can use to get around the things people didn't like about it.
Okay.
So that's and by the way, I saw somebody bring this up to me earlier. Going back to Veraze. Veraze is currently 25% of your max MP, and the new one is 24% of your max MP. The thing is that there's just we just don't know. Lucid may not. It's still the matter of Lucid may not be able to keep up with it compared to all the other MP lists. That's another thing to consider. But I don't know, man. I want to see more black mages progging because I feel like they're giving you tools to like approach
like they weren't already
a little bit better. No, I mean most black mages don't prog as black mage. They prog as Ren Mage or Summoner, and then when they're like, all right, I'm tired of these little dick DPS, I'm gonna go play the real one. Then they swap to black mage, and they give them their fiery dick, and that's the job. And I mean, despair is literally an eruption out of the ground. So,
okay,
yeah, there you go.
Okay, just trying to get that image out of my head.
Well, it's too late because it's there, so you can't get rid of it. Yeah, so I want to see more black mages. I remember at the start of Stormblood, I saw tons of black mages.
Yeah.
And then they just all disappeared little by little.
Well, it was before people.
And then they came back. They made a resurgence, though.
And then they came back hard at the end of Stormblood. Black mages came back hard as dicks.
As
really
fiery dicks.
All about fucking dicks.
All about it. There you go. That's all it is. That's all the job is. Overall, I was pleased with all the job stuff for the most part because I'm very confident in their ability to take the things that had concerns in the first 2 to 4 weeks. Anything in those first 2 to 4 weeks by 4.1, I think we'll probably have seen, or 5.1, we'll probably have seen a big enough adjustment to the point where we're feeling pretty good about everything. I'm not even just thinking about launch numbers. I'm thinking about those 2 to 4 weeks. I remember how much they did in those 2 to 4 weeks after Stormblood launched. Nothing. You guys are really that tired, huh?
No, I agree.
Well, I have a side thought. I have a side thought for Ethys, like not job.
Okay,
related,
no, bring it,
please.
Lore related.
Oh, thank fuck.
Yeah, my whole issue, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. Up to this point, we have a lot of wares, very few who's, very few. Like, I feel like in Stormblood we knew. Was it the Germany live letter where we got the names up for Dola, Hien, and everybody else? I'm trying to think.
Yeah. And we knew all about Xenos,
right?
Yeah.
We don't know a damn soul on the first except for our Sin Eater.
Innocent. Yeah.
Bless you.
Excuse me. I think I called that.
And what do you think about us like not having a lot of who's? Like not knowing.
I'm excited. I'm really excited. Like Stormblood, like we could and we did basically predict exactly how it was going to go. And that was rewarding to see pay off. But like this is the very, very first time we're coming into an expansion where I feel like pretty much anything can happen. It's like we know like the whole Garlean and Ascian thing is going to get resolved at some point during 5.x, but like coming in, it's like where are the Garleans here? Like how could the Garlemald story arc possibly be resolved for us on Navrant? Like how is that going to happen?
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I'm so excited for that feeling for the very first time of coming into a place that I know nothing about. Because going into Girabanya, like we knew a lot. Going into the Far East, we didn't know a lot, but it wasn't like wholly unfamiliar, and we had like a lot of information. Going into Novrant, we know fucking nothing. And a lot of you guys, like, you were looking at, or you know, all the jobs in the combat and everything during the media tour. Most of the time that I spent was just wandering around the zones, trying to get my bearings and trying to like speculate on like what the fuck can be going on here. And even little things like, yes, there are dragons on the first, but they're not really dragons. They're more like scalekin that are just like big, and they don't seem to have like the intelligence of Midgardsormr's brood, and maybe they just call them dragons because they have wings. They call them like pterosaurs or whatever. And then wondering, yeah.
Okay.
And then wandering around the Crystarium, we see an Allagan node just in the middle of the Crystarium, just a fucking Allagan node. I'm like, dude, you're not supposed to be here. What are you doing?
You know what that means? Allagan Tometone's confirmed on the first.
Yeah. Well, yeah, totally. So there's so much stuff in that, and this sense of coming in with so little information, with so much to learn about this world. Mm-hmm. I have never been like more excited to explore a new expansion just on that alone. And like looking at all the jobs, looking at the combat, looking at all the changes, raids, that's just like nice little bonuses for me at this point, honestly. So like I know we haven't really been talking about it this show, we don't really have any time left, but like I'm so
I think it's intentional too. Like it's entirely intentional because like you said, we don't know anything, and the whole idea of this story is we're going somewhere where we don't know anything.
Yeah,
an entirely different world, and so setting the expectation of it being anything just fits what our character is going to be experiencing. It's like a deeper connection. Like you don't know, they don't know, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Slight comparison, we knew very little of the East, though.
Everyone's looking at me because they saw my face and they're like, don't do it. Don't do it. Because we just got the magic carpet. And he said a whole new,
fuck's sake.
Yeah. I just wanted you to know chat saw my face and I hadn't even said it yet. And the fucking chat said, don't do it. They told me not to do it.
Amazing.
Well done.
Because they saw me like, just like with a shit-eating grin. Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I think the lore of the first is going to be very refreshing. Because the thing is, there's a lot of it's going to be dissecting at what points in history did things go differently than they did on the source. That's going to be a large point of unfolding. Like,
hell yeah.
Like when the War of the Magi was happening here, what was happening on the first kind of thing? Like, how did they ever come to a point where they were because we don't know what civilization was like even before the moment of like half the world being consumed by light, you know?
Well, more than that, it seems like there have been a couple of points during history where something has crossed from our world to the first before.
The Crystal Tower being one of the big ones.
The Crystal Tower being one of the large ones. Mm-hmm. And looking at like the history of the first kind of developing on its own course, and then suddenly having some Eorzean shit like drop into the middle of their world and being like, whoa, and how that's like altered their history, sort of perhaps in a similar way to that our calamities have, and have kept them like, we know there's this sort of 12,000 years of divergence between the two worlds, but maybe there's been these events, these moments, these artifacts that have kind of started like steering them sort of back together, you know?
I mean, we are the source, and everything else is a copy of us, so it kind of makes sense that elements, what is it, 10,000 years ago or something that the shards
12,000.
12,000, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
and then that's just like, you know, main story, and then you think about jobs, because, I mean, we're going to be doing job quests in the new zones.
Only one.
Yeah.
We got the role quests.
Did they confirm that's replacing job quests?
Well, they said there's only one job quest at level 80.
Yeah, level 80. Yeah, for each of the jobs.
Except for the new ones, which have a 60 to 70 quest chain as well.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, what's on the lore? You know, the shield. We know there are people with spears. Like, what are they going to look
Dragoon?
Like?
Yeah.
What Dragoon? Like the Dragoon AF4 is called Pterosaur. Sorry, not Terra. What is it? Terra Slaver. Tiramisu. No, they're called Terra Slavers, which sort of implies, firstly, that dragons are kind of more like winged dinosaurs, and secondly, that the job isn't about fighting them; it's about like using them. It's about slaving them,
coexisting.
Allagan tech.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily, but like
Maybe.
being like mastering them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to the. See, here's the thing: role quests, I feel like, are their solution to. We literally can't keep making a shit ton of job quests when we keep adding new jobs. It's like not feasible to do that. So role quests seem to be the alternative. It's funny that they kind of just rolled in like magic and physical, because that's the thing. There's only 4 warriors of darkness in that quest, because those are without a doubt the warriors of darkness. I think anyone who doesn't,
no, I got that confirmed from Yoshida during my interview that
Lamimi has a dwarf helmet.
Yeah, and then you can see, the dwarf. They're dwarf. They're not the Lalafell like they were in the
beard.
So as much as only having one job quest is a bummer. I don't feel like the trade-off is all that bad. I mean, the job quests, some of the job quests have run a little longer than maybe they needed to, just out of necessity of going expansion to expansion. Some of them have had interesting stuff, like Dark Knight, for example. Dark Knight, I really like Dragoon 60 to 70 with Estinian. Monk, I felt was kind of weaker when I finished interpreting it correctly based on the text. It was more interesting when I misinterpreted it than when I interpreted it correctly. So,
Yoshida also mentioned that the role quests, they're compulsory to complete the MSQ. They are going to have I don't know to like what extent, but he said that they're going to have like a similar length, a similar breadth, a similar kind of like feeling of substance to them to MSQ quests. So they're going to be hugely more impactful. I remember in Stormblood, like doing the monk quests and having that like so far removed from the MSQ with Alamigo,
despite the fact that it's literally their true heir.
That was so deeply unsatisfying for me. And now the idea that the MSQ and what's replacing the job quests are going to be like inextricably tied together is really, really exciting.
I'm okay with losing job quests for something that's completely unique to our experience on the first, especially in particular. And if they have that kind of substance, since I haven't seen all the interviews yet, I'm definitely okay with losing job quests for role quests. They just need to have enough substance. As long as they do, I don't mind not exploring another 10 levels of Dragoon quests.
Yeah. And taking it a step further, I mean, the Warriors of Darkness were great characters. I'm learning more about their origins. That's fucking awesome. I'm all about that.
I certainly hope level 80 job quests are good, though. I want those to be of substantial substance as well.
Yeah.
Well, Yoshida said that they're going to be quite long as well. I think they're similar length to the Stormblood ones, just condensed in one quest chain at level 80.
I'm okay with that because, to be fair, job quests are kind of pointless now in Stormblood outside of your max level 1. Yeah. Most people choose to wait until they have to learn the skill, and then they just go do all of them.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And some of the level 70 quests were kind of like victory lap, no real substance. Kind of felt like the Astro one was kind of the letdown. And I was kind of interested in the Astro story. Oh boy,
dude! Everyone keeps saying that White Mage, they're getting rid of Stone on White Mage. They're evolving it to Glare so they can introduce Geomancer.
Oh no!
Well, one of their spells is a Dia, so.
Oh no!
Dia and Glare, Dia Glare Holy. It's all light aspected. Why is Flua Orid still here? That is a great question that I don't have an answer to. One last thing to touch on before we wrap up, since we are just about at that, we are just over that 2-hour mark now, is trusts.
Oh. They're good.
They work as intended. Don't expect the speed run, but they work as intended. They do mechanics with one exception.
Minfilia dodges only half the AoEs.
Yeah, that's true.
She dances to the beat of her own drum, basically.
No, she's a rogue, not a dancer. That's literally improvisation. Is literally the description of the dancer skill. You dance to the beat of your own drum. So you walked into that one.
Damn it, Happy. Fuck you.
I loved the fact that so for that one mechanic in the last boss where you have to walk across the tightrope. You've got Thancred runs to the first corner and is like, what the fuck am I doing? And he Shikuchis. across.
Well, he fucking gunbreaker leaps.
Yeah. No, he Shikuchis.
Listen.
Have another look at it. Have another look at it. He Shikuchis.
I mean, he does have history. He does have history in his rogue roots.
Yeah. Alizé just sprints the whole way.
Yeah.
Urianger walks to the edge and like waits until the last possible moment and just teleports all the way.
Well, no, he waits till someone else gets across and he uses manipulation.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah. Alfino is just like taking it very, very slow and being like, all right, this isn't real. It's all good. Just keep moving. And Minfilia is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's Alfino too. He's saying like, I'm not afraid over and over again.
Yeah,
they're both afraid of heights.
I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
Minfilia is like trying really hard not to lose.
Minfilia she's literally the like Dan Hibichi of fucking trusts. She's literally the Dan of trusts.
So on top of this, you also notice that each of the trust NPCs has unique dialogue all the way through the dungeon. They respond to mechanics, they respond to things that like the bosses say and the bosses do, and like things that happen. And it adds so much flavor that like I wasn't really expecting to each of the dungeons. And it means that like even if you don't want to run them this way, it's worth going through with every single one of the NPCs just to kind of fill in that flavor of each of the MSQ dungeons. It's awesome. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's worth taking the extra 10 minutes to get it done.
Wholeheartedly.
The other thing... No, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, even different combinations of trusts will have different lines of dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
sort of
banter with
kind of
each
taunt
other.
each other a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then early on... Well, you can't have early on J. I would love to have all three of them, but you only have one tank for the time being, so... One interesting thing about the trust choice is and I have a feeling this is it's because of a spoiler. They left Y'shtola out. Either she's not available at that point in the story, or they left her out deliberately because of the whole Matoya thing from the trailer.
I think she's just not available till maybe the Raktika Greatwood.
It's possible. Well, you have already on J,
so
it's hard to tell.
It's true.
I don't know, but I wanted to see how she is, because the trusts also have unique skills that we don't have. Like Minfilia, her trick attack is 20 seconds to make up for the fact she can only do it once, because she hides in the trick attack because she doesn't have fucking ninjutsu. It's the only way she can use trick attack is to do it at the start of the fight.
Yeah.
And her hide doesn't break when she goes into combat, so she does always go for it every pull. The 20-second trick attack. Her dream within a dream also makes the enemy deal less damage. It's got a damage reduction on it. So she's got a few things in there that are different. And I don't know about Urian J's or thing. I don't know what's different about them, but I know Minfilia at the very least has some unique skills.
Well, Thancred evidently can Shikuchi when he needs to.
So can Urian J can manipulate.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And
what's nice is power.
Yeah. What's nice is they'll never be the reason you fail the dungeon. It's still entirely on you. If you fuck up, that's it. No one's gonna save you. They're not gonna save you. They don't do any healing or actions when they're doing mechanics
at all.
So if you die, they're just gonna stare at you like, "Fuck happened to you?" Because I got hit by the water sprout on the first boss, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, Urian J will heal me," and then he's just like, "I'm fucking dodging." You fucking idiot. I'm dodging. So they're worse than players in very obvious ways, but they'll also not be worse in the way where they're going to be the guy. They're never going to be the guy in the party who literally fucks everything up. It's you.
Yeah.
They're passive aggressive healers.
Yeah.
And seeing Thancred, although Thancred's got an issue with AoEing.
You don't canonically fuck up. Like if you fall down, like what, you're just gonna get up and pretend that didn't happen? Like, could you imagine if, like, canonically failed a mechanic as the Warrior of Light and one of the Sirens had to res you? Never hear the end of it. Doesn't happen.
Yeah, no shit.
Minfilia cracks it. I love watching her the most, because while the other ones have sass, like Minfilia won't use the LB. Alcé will. Minfilia's just like, I'm not doing that. You're out of your fucking mind. That's not my response. Alcé's like, yeah, I'll use that shit immediately. Let's go. She's all about it. She's got some sass on her. But the other thing is, like, even just watching Thancred, he doesn't AoE for a threat right away. But he always, like, when he gets everything, he takes it, he faces it away from the party, and then still takes the time to actually dodge almost all the conals and all that shit. Like, to watch him...
He knows how to tank.
He never stunned one, did he?
He never... What?
Never mind. I'm thinking of something. I was thinking, like, maybe he never used, like, any CCs or anything.
Oh, he doesn't interrupt. I haven't seen him interrupt the Floths, whatever they are. Never saw him do
I haven't seen any of them do that.
No.
Yeah.
But they do actively attack, and they're pretty good at keeping up with...
Yeah.
Like, Onion J's at least reasonable outside of, like, long mechanics or keeping up with heals and stuff like that. I'm still concerned about... And I think in one interview, they actually said if it's required, they might turn off trusts during early access at some point. Like, if they find that... If everyone tries to do trusts for a dungeon, it's going to fucking... Doesn't matter what they've done to improve the servers. If every single person tries to go into the first dungeon as trust, we're fucked. I will not accept that. They don't have a good enough track record for me to believe that won't go wrong horribly on day one.
I think everyone's gonna go in with trust, though.
That's a cool point. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the concern that I have, especially because they're not just existing. They have personality. They're all different. People are going to want to run every dungeon with every trust to see all the flavor, even if it slows down their main scenario progress, because it's interesting and immersive.
Well, it's an important part of the story now.
Yeah. Not that important, but it's certainly interesting. And if you're doing it solo, then by that point in the story, like, this is your first real opportunity to have an experience like that. So
real quick, look in Discord chat.
Yeah.
Do
you see it?
God.
Who did that? Tell me who did that right now.
Thank you.
Blast did it? Okay, hold on. We got a special treat. So some of you who tuned in
earlier, that is awesome.
May have been well aware of a certain image that Ethys requested regarding somebody with the rescue cat and confetti. So
I love that. That's perfect.
That's your treat right there.
There's Paladin.
It's not rescue cat, but you know what? I'll take it. It was request cat, but it still works. I'm not gonna spit on this because I like it. They're the confetti rescue cat. I'm a big fan. Why are they naked?
Why not?
Wait, are they also Aura? Are those Aura horns?
Yeah.
God damn it! Now Fold's gonna love this. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
There you go. That was a pleasant. Thank you, Blast. That was quite effective. Please.
I love it.
If that's not been tweeted at us, please make that a thing so I can retweet it.
I retweeted it.
Oh, did you? Okay, I gotta go find it right now. Okay, because I didn't see a tag on it. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, Blast. Paladin. Yep, that's it. I'm so glad that Confiteor is confetti now. I'm so happy. It was like what's her face? It's like how I changed what's her face? Lakshmi. All of her like I couldn't never say the fucking name of the skill, so I just called it Chalupa and like Chinchilla. I don't even know what it's called. I actually straight up don't even remember what it's actually called anymore.
Chinkala, I think.
Yeah, Chinkala, Chimichanga.
That's like a sandal.
Chala,
Chupacabra.
Yeah. All those.
God damn it. Did you just start singing Dragon Ball? Wow.
Yeah, dude. Why not? Yeah, Chala. I think they nailed trusts. It makes me immediately want a wish list of new trusts, though, which is, here's the thing. I just want new trusts to see them interact.
People already have their wish list for trust.
But I'm concerned the novelty goes away so quick that adding more trust is, I feel like adding more trust in the next expansion might have more, like, to a relative to said progression of the story, as opposed to just being like, well, now I have Estinian, and now I have...
What about just with new patches? Why does it have to be with the next expansion?
Well, I feel like if you just... Yeah, I guess as long as it's NPCs that are relevant to the point where I'm going to be interested in their interactions.
Well, yeah, of course.
But like people, people just want to get like they just want to take random like a Realm Reborn and get like Gilgamesh.
Yeah, no. I think having them like context sensitive to the dungeon would like take Sculla for instance. If that had trust system, then taking like Arenvold and Alphino.
Yeah.
That would be really
like
cool.
you don't want to see Hoary Boulder as a tank.
Like if all of a sudden we find ourselves allying with Elazinos for something, and he just wants to, and he suddenly is like in on it, you know, like I'd be or Gaius is just suddenly in on it.
I asked Yoshida if he would consider for like a special hardcore challenge mode, being able to take in just absolutely fucking garbage NPCs that you have to carry through, like Tataru or Traktum. And he thought it was a great idea. So please look forward to it.
Great.
Tataru as an
or they're like fucking up mechanics and
yeah, and you have to carry him through the dungeon. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, like the little Tataru thing in Poor Lords. Yeah,
literally the only NPC anyone can think of is literally Tataru. Like
I said, Traktum.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking great. Stupid.
Yeah,
she's the number one though. She's literally everyone's.
He's pretty stupid.
Worst choice. Nashu. She throws bombs.
Yeah, Nashu.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah. Dude, I feel like you took Hildebrand. It would actually
or just Hildebrand. Period. I want a fucking Hildebrand trust.
Yeah, because like people want Fordola or like 7 Remake to be like a Cloud Trust collaboration. And I'm like, come on now. Now you're getting out of control.
Yeah.
You're getting absolutely out of control now. Brayflox as an idiot.
Yeah, Brayflox would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Brayflox is an absolute Nanamo. Raubon, it'd be funny if Raubon just had Nanamo on his shoulder the whole time. But then he doesn't have an arm to fight with anymore. Because he's just like, okay, well, you gotta do the rest.
Sadu would be a fucking amazing.
Dude, Sadu and Magnai would be fucking frightening.
That would be like the most entertaining dungeon you would ever run because they would be arguing the whole time.
They just start fighting each other.
But that'd be cool, right? So like context sensitive trust for each dungeon.
Isn't that basically what without the trust system fucking what's it called was? 4.5 dungeon.
Yeah, I mean basically. I guess.
Pretty much. That's it. Okay, other than that, is there anything we didn't touch upon that before we wrap up you guys wanna bring to the surface?
Not really.
Not without talking for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you would like to prepare some lore stuff for us next week and go hardcore on it, just give me the sure, I'll do it.
I might be on a plane. Give me a couple of weeks. I've got some stuff going up on YouTube.
Okay, all right, couple weeks. We'll do that. Actually, by a couple weeks, we would have the E3 live letter by that point. A couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Might be some extra stuff for that.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Makes perfect sense. All right. Well, with that, then, gentlemen, I think we can wrap up the show. I'm going to thank the sponsors, and then we'll go. Kurenai sent me a new image, but considering... mid-show, I might just want to add that one to next week. But so because it's been a long show, it's 3 a.m. for its Ethys. Slyh hasn't slept in God knows how many hours. And Mary, I mean, look at him. Look at him drawn all over those newspapers. So that's...
I got boxes full of Fan Dance 3.
Yeah, he clearly needs a break. So we're going to get a quick read. Thank you to our Patreon sponsors for supporting through #demonetized. Literally in the middle of this, I just got alerted that my Machinist video is now suitable for all advertisers right before the show started. So perfect example of why the Patreon is there in the first place. So first up are patrons of Light, Khuja Cross on Jenova and Kurenai Oni. Unfortunately, I don't have any... I don't have the new images for them because I just got Kurenai's and I don't think I've gotten one from Khuja last week. So just have Khuja Cross. There's his. Always taking the very colorful screenshots. And then Kurenai sent me a new one, I think, around the Crystal Tower. But I still just have this one where he's standing with Slyh. And I'm glad that it's still the Slyh one, because the Slyh one looks dope as hell. So thank you to our patrons of light for going above and beyond, as you always have. We also have our very long list of sponsors. Now, because of how busy I've been, I think there's a few names on here that need updating, but they're not updated. So I'm just going to read what I got. So we have our standard Stay the Realm sponsors: Jay Gardner 99, Benjamin, Irish Rager, George, Batar Garl, Yufu Kenshi on Excalibur, Scumlord, Itsumi Amaria of Gilgamesh, Ravik, Cardrakins from Fanfrit, Sigurd Drake from Balmung, Edge Pharaoh Ultras, Jerica, Emma, Zernik Borg 13, Krista Uzuki, Crazed Meter from Midgar, Raijin Ventinus from Cactar, Carol, Serafina Edelie, Senshi, Shadowlink on Tonberry, Dom, Asuka Wake from Jenova, Limilla Nelhah of Maker's Armor, Sarah and the Fennel family, Janhyua Yotsuyu, Kifka and the Great Eagles on Exodus, Aoshi from Kujata, Rylanator Westaus The Purple Warrior, Eadric Redsteele on Exodus, Lexxie Valentine, Mantaru the Rivivus FC from Zodiark, Sour Cream and Tribes from Jenova, Rynoet Chikara, Goetia Valefar of Siren, Phoenix NFC on Goblin, and Serren from Zodiark. And we have the premium sponsors. We have Endless88, Illyria, Meline, which I got wrong, it's Maylene, Noel, Sumbla, Nakuniyame, Shauna Senpai of Behemoth, Zoshime Hasha of Fanfrit, Beatrice, Kazuzu, Vapatiam of Diablo, Shadow Ari of Brynhilder, Zeravire of Corel, Alchemy, Shinko, Casual Heroes FC on Midgard's Armor, Tatachitaka on Hyperion, Kenozuki from Jenova, Ustarla on Corel, Sathal, Sarah Frost from Behemoth, Holy Tabasco, Crass015, Serenity FC on Ultras, Kat Kazuma, Ignis Fergan from Excalibur, Valestra of Fanfrit, Knock Quarters from Excalibur, Corvus Moonscar, Private Mikey, Nana Kirasami, Rudy Rudiger, Kill Hackman, Roll Jr., and Kiltastic Jones. Thank you to our spot. Fucking Christ.
Thank you, everyone.
Rap God.
Thank you.
Every time I look back, it's just you guys can't even see me scrolling through it, like, on the stream. Like, you just fucking see it. I'm just, like, it's just a wall of that on the right side.
Gonna give Eminem a run for his money, dude.
I mean, I can do the Rap God thing, but I'm not going to. I can do the Rise rap too, but I'm not going to. I got them. I'm a lyrical wordsmith. That's it. Except I didn't make the words. I just repeated them. So it's fine. It's fine. Don't.
Ethys, you trying to talk?
Maybe.
I'm not very much. I 100%
I got you, dude.
He had tried to talk, and it just didn't work. I saw him laugh. That was about it.
Thanks for the sponsors, guys. You're fucking legends.
Thank you. Guys, I'm excited.
Heck yeah.
A month. It's the 29th, 28th we'll be playing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, you're right. Slightly less than a month.
Yeah.
Oof.
So I hope you're as ready for it as I am, because
I am not ready.
Nope.
I gotta find a static. Until then, I'm not ready.
Give me my gunblades, son.
Yep. Give me my dancer. Or machinist or bard, but most likely dancer. I have a feeling I'll get away with doing dancer early on before people start being like, can you try this one instead? So I'll be okay with that. But with that, we'll do a very short post show. Is what I almost said. Short post show. I'm going out to dinner soon, and it's late for all these gentlemen. So thank everyone for hanging out. We'll be back next week, probably with more stuff that we got out of this week. And Ethys wants to talk lore in 2 weeks, so we'll have that as well, because we have a lot of people who attend the media tour who I'm sure would love to take some time to just talk about all this stuff. So thanks, everyone. We will see you next week. And until then, bye-bye.
Take care,
next week.
everyone.
See ya.
Bye-bye.